events, but as Coach Jill Mueller told us last night, those all-important relays could be a factor too.
Yes, the relays are very important because they score double points. They count double.
The 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet, brought to you by Home Pool, Munchie's Pizza, Dynaclean, and Bowen Tire.
Are you giving him a picture? Hello, Chaz. Owensboro City Championships. The first event is the 25 freestyle 6 and under girls. The qualifiers in lane 1, Jamie Oliver of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 2, Rachel Griffin of Town and Country. Lane 3, Holly Sears of Darneck. Lane 4, Brittany Hawker of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 5 is Jessica Still of Splash. And in lane 6, Rachel Howard of Splash. Those are the 6 going in the first race. Holly Sears has the quick time, 20.36.
We should expect Holly Sears to take a pretty good-sized lead because she has, going into today's finals, she has a second lead over the second-place qualifier, Brittany Hawker.
And they're in the water, and it looks like in lane 2, Rachel Griffin giving the quickest qualifier. Holly Sears, plenty of competition. Right now in lane 3, though, it's Holly Sears, and it looks like she's going to hang on for the win as we watch her hit the finish line. Holly Sears of Darneck. She qualified yesterday with a time of 20.36, and for your information, the city record for this event is 18.81, set by Jody Biggs of Town and Country way back in 1977. So it appears Holly Sears, the winner, unofficially, of course. We'll have the official results later in our telecast. And the second event is boys 25 freestyle, 6 and under. In lane 1 is Jordan Doggett of Darneck. Mark Johnson's in lane 2 from Town and Country. Zach Sparks of Splash in 3. Brett Russell of Splash in 4. Craig Blanford of Atlantis in 5. And Ben Ambrose of Atlantis in 6.
Yeah, in lane 3, there's Zach Sparks and 4, Brett Russell. They both qualified within 1/10 of a second, so they should be out together.
And they're right there together.
Yes,
it looks like Russell may have a slight lead. Now coming back is Zach Sparks. It's Sparks and Russell as they hit the finish, and I believe it's Zach Sparks in there. Is that the way you saw it, Jamie?
Yes, lane 3.
Zach Sparks, he qualified with a 20.16 time yesterday. The city record, Kay Anderson of Owensboro Country Club in 1973, 18.80. And now I remember from past years, this action moves on in a hurry.
Move it along quickly.
We're ready with event number 3, the 25 freestyle, girls 7 and 8-year-olds. In lane 1 is Kate Carruthers of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 2, Mary Jones of Splash. Lane 3, Christine Coy of Paddock. Tracy Keller of Splash in lane 4. From Darneck in lane 5 is Jacqueline Berry, and in lane 6 is Jenny Myers of Splash.
And I should expect any one of these 6 qualifiers to maybe take the title because they're all right together.
The quickest qualifier was in lane 3, Christine Coy of Paddock, 17.75, but the others were just a fraction of a second behind in the qualifying. The city meet record held by Tammy Price of Splash, set in 1989, 15.52. They're in the water, and here they come.
Yes, all summer these girls have battled for different titles. Some take the fly and some take the free.
Jenny Myers of Splash in the far lane is battling Christine Coy of Paddock, and boy, it's going to be a tight finish. And I don't know, I can't call it. It's between Christine Coy in lane 3 from Paddock, and it looked like Jenny Myers on the far outside in lane 6. So we're going to have to wait for the official results on that one. Event number 4 is the boys 25-yard freestyle, 7 and 8-year-old boys. The city record held by Covington of Paddock, set in 1973, 15.50. In lane 1 is Logan Johnson of Paddock. Lane 2, Matt Abel of Darneck. Lane 3, Kyle Roby of Splash. Lane 4, Tim Brandon of Paddock. Lane 5, Jake Sparks of Splash, and lane 6, Ricky Ebelhar of Tell City, or from Tell City, Town and Country. I see that TC. They're in the water. Kyle Roby of Splash, the quickest qualifier, but boy, they're bunched up together, and suddenly Kyle pulls away from the field.
Boy, he qualified 3 seconds ahead of next qualifier, Tim Brandon of Paddock. So.
No question about it. Kyle Roby of Splash romps home the parent winner in the boys 25-yard freestyle 7- and 8-year-olds. We're going to add 25 yards here and go to the next event, the girls 50 free for girls 9 and 10 years old. And the field includes in lane 1, Kelly Shamil from Town and Country. In lane 2, Kelly Kern of Darnick. In lane 3, Tammy Price of Splash. In lane 4, Jessica Poole of Paddock. Lane 5, Candace Turner of Owensboro Country Club. And in lane 6, Whitney Miller of Town and Country.
Yes, Tammy Price, you'll notice she has excellent stroke. She really has a good feel for the water. She should take this out and should win it by
She had about 2 seconds
margin,
quicker
yes.
qualifying time yesterday in the qualifying. That's Tammy in lane 3 getting ready to make the turn. And as they make the turn and come down for the final 25 yards, it looks like Tammy is just pulling away from everybody.
See, you notice she gained a lot on the turn. And turn's very important, especially in a sprint event like this when it's short. Your turn's very important. It's
and
key
there
to the
she
race.
is, Tammy Price, the apparent winner of the girls 50 free, 9 and 10-year-olds. The meet record, by the way, held by someone, Jamie Mueller of Darnack, way back in 1987. You were just a pup then, young lady. 29.05 is the meet record. The next event number 6, is the boys 50 free, boys 9 and 10-year-old. The meet record held by Ryan Masenik of Darnick. The field includes in lane 1, Rick Raymond of Town and Country. Lane 2, Sam Younger of Town and Country. Lane 3, Nathan Weininger of Paddock. Lane 4, Joe Younger of Town and Country. Lane 5, Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis. And lane 6, Bobby Zerner of Atlantis.
Yes, we have 2 brothers in here, Joe and Sam Younger of Town and Country. We'll have to see which one wins this.
These are boys 9 and 10-year-old going 50 freestyle. 2 laps of the pool, and boy, they are bunched together all into the water evenly. Nathan Weininger's in lane 3. He had the quick time, 32.85, actually almost 2 seconds faster than anyone else in the qualifications. Good turn there by Nathan, and as they come down the final 25 yards, Nathan getting some challenge out there from Ryan Montgomery in lane 5. Montgomery running second, but it looks like Nathan Weininger going to come home the winner. And that's the way it looks.
Second, Ryan Montgomery.
Ryan Montgomery from Atlanta, second in the 5th lane. Now we move on to event number 7, and boy, we do speed things up. In event number 7, it's the 50 free for girls 11 and 12 years old. In lane 1 is Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis. Lane 2, Lindsey Green of Paddock. Lane 3, Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Jane Hess of Owensboro Country Club. Katie Malone in lane 5 from Splash, and in lane 6 is Rocky Hatton of Splash.
This is very close. The top qualifier, 29.5, and then the 6th qualifier, 30.3. So you can see this is a tough age group.
And they are all together in the first 25 yards. This is the girls 50 free, 11 and 12-year-olds. And Tanya Ledane holds the meet record in this event. But right now, as they make the turn, we're going to see who's out in front.
Oh, it's close.
I'm not going to try to call it, although in lane 3, Brooke Berry may have a slight edge. Brooke Berry with a strong spurt down the last few yards. In lane 1, coming up quickly was Andrea Ambrose, but it appears Brooke Berry, the winner of the girls 50 free for girls 11 and 12-year-olds. The boys 11 and 12-year-old 50 free will feature a field of 6 that qualified yesterday. In lane 1 is Joseph Boswell of Darnack. Lane 2, Nathan Weininger of Paddock. Lane 3, Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Trent Thomas of Paddock. Lane 5, Kevin Kern of Darnack. And lane 6, Eric Sears of Darnack. Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club, the quick time 28.48, but boy, Trent Thomas just a fraction of a second different in the qualifying.
Oh, looks like Adam's taking a good lead off the start.
Good start by Adam Augustine as he attempts to win things here in the 50 free for boys 11 and 12-year-old. In lane 4 is Trent Thomas, and we'll keep an eye on Trent, and that's the way it went in the trials, and that's the way it's going to go here at the finish. Adam Augustine heading home the winner, just pulling away, and hanging on in second place is Nathan Weininger. Unofficially, the winner of the boys 50 free 11 and 12-year-olds is Adam Augustine. Girls 50 freestyle 13 and 14-year-old girls. The field of 6 qualified yesterday includes in lane 1 Lee Bowen of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 2 Mandy Keller of Darnack. Lane 3, Carly Cundiff of Atlantis. Lane 4, E. Stanley. Elizabeth Stanley of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 5, Nicole Vessels of Darnick. And in lane 6, Sarah Locks of Owensboro Country Club. Carly Cundiff of Atlantis with a quick time, 28.56. But again, just fractions separate this group. And what we got here?
Looks like a false start. Well, no false start.
Just a mistake.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a lot of pressure here with all the officials too. They want this meet to, run smoothly. And I'll have to say this, Jamie, for the first 8 events, it's just been smooth as silk.
Yes, it has. A lot of work's gone into preparing for this. You've got to have your stroke and turn judges and your timers and numerous workers.
Can a misfired start such as this have any effect on the concentration of the youngsters at the start?
Yes, it does a lot, because you're building all your momentum and you're getting really ready, especially for a sprint event like this. And then, that kind of breaks your concentration. It's hard to get back into it.
And they're in the water quickly. We're ready to go. This is a girls 50 free, 13 and 14-year-olds. And in lane 1, it looked like Lee Bowen got a good jump in the field.
Really well.
Carly Cundiff at Atlantis as the quick time in the qualifying. She makes a strong turn. And here they come, and are they blanketed together?
Gosh, wow. Very close.
And just inching out in front in lane 3 is Carly Cundiff of Atlantis, and it looks like she is going to hold on the apparent winner. Girls 50-yard freestyle, girls 13 and 14-year-olds, Carly Cundiff. The event number 10 for boys 13 and 14-year-old, the 50 freestyle. The field includes in lane 1, Kevin Hatton of Splash. Lane 2, Ryan Goldtree of Town and Country. Lane 3, Clay Purdom of Atlantis. Lane 4, Chad Masenik of Darnick. Lane 5, Matt Shrewsbury of Atlantis. And lane 6, Jason Thomas of Atlantis. Clay Purdom is the one to watch.
Yes, and you'll notice Atlantis has 3 qualifiers in this, so this will be a big point-scoring event for them.
And the fastest qualifier was Clay Purdom in lane 3, but he's trailing as they make the turn on this 50 free for boys 13 and 14-year-olds. Brian Keller, there's a familiar name, holds the meet record, and coming back strongly down the stretch is Clay Purdom. He's getting a lot of competition, but it looks like he made the turn and it paid off.
Yes.
And Clay Purdom, the apparent winner of the boys 50 free for boys 13 and 14 years of age. Event number 11 will be the 50 free for girls 15 to 18. The meet record, 25.86, set in 1990 by Jamie Mueller of Splash. The field includes in lane 1, Maggie Craig of Atlantis. Lane 2, Missy Wink of Atlantis. Lane 3, Jen Hargan of Splash. Lane 4, Dee Dee Embry of Town and Country. Lane 5, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. And lane 6, Kate Hess of Atlantis. Jane Hargan has the quick time in qualifying, 26.51, but they're close together.
Yes. This is probably Jennifer's best event. She has a really fast turnover, which is important in the sprint races.
And she's out quickly. She leads the pack down through the first 25 yards of the girls 15 to 18, 50 freestyle. Makes the turn, and here she comes, shooting for victory in the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet. And boy, she didn't have that big a lead at the end of the first 25, but she does now as she romps home the winner. Jen Hargan of Splash, the apparent winner of the girls 50 free, girls 15 to 18 years of age. Next up, the boys 15 to 18-year-olds, 50 freestyle. City record of 22.57 set in 1988 by Jay Eckelberry of Darnick. The field includes lane 1, Mike Stovall of Darnick. Lane 2, Jeremiah Johnson of Atlantis. Lane 3, Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Brad Schmid of Town and Country. Lane 5, Gilmore Chung of Splash. And lane 6, Jay Ebelhair of Paddock. Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club. The quick time, 24.75.
Yes. Nate just moved here. I believe it was from Indianapolis, so it's kind of a new face around here.
His first city beat, and they're bunched together, and it looks like Nate may have jumped out just by a fraction ahead of Jeremiah Johnson, who's in lane 2. They make the turn, and we'll see how they shape up for the final 25 yards. Oh, nice turn and a good burst down the final 25 by Nate Pajak. And Pajak's going to come home the winner, the apparent winner of the boys 50 free for boys 15 to 18 years of age. And that does it for the short races.
Yes, that was the short free. Now we're moving on to the medley relays.
And we'll be back with more from the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet after this.
Finish up with the freestyle.
And this is double points.
Double points. These
Double
are very
points.
important.
We had mentioned earlier in the individual events in the city swim meet, it's 7 points for first place, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for first through sixth. And in the relays, it'll be 14, 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. So that's what Coach Mueller was talking about last night when she told us her big concern was the relays. And of course, puts a lot of pressure on a coach to jockey the right people in the right positions on their relays. Do they play any games when they line those teams up?
Yeah, it's hard. That they've really been, searching for the best relay this summer. I'm sure all coaches have, because you may have a swimmer that's better, just a good all-around swimmer and fly and back, and then you kind of have them rearrange those relays to find the best combination.
Of course, there's no qualifications. As yesterday we had the qualifying for the individual events. There's no qualifying in the relays, of course.
No, these are just...
What are these times based on? Just reported times for competition this summer?
These are probably the fastest times that they've swum in the dual meets this summer.
And the best time is the Splash A team. These are girls, by the way, 13, medley relay 7 and 8-year-old girls, event number 13. The 100-meter medley relay splash with the best time this summer of 1:28.31. And let's see, it's going to be very difficult, as we remember in past years, Jamie, to come up with the individual members on these relay teams, because you're talking about, 24 different swimmers that are going to be in the water and over just a matter of a minute and a half. But the team to beat, according to the reported time, is Splash with a time of 1:28.31. These are 7 and 8-year-olds, and who are some members of that team? If we can find it here. We do have some sheets. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Splash A, 7 and 8-year-olds, and
we have Jenny Myers on backstroke, Amber Smith on breaststroke, Mary Jones on butterfly, and Tracy Keller on freestyle.
And we're ready to go. In lane 1 is Darnick, lane 2 Paddock, lane 3 Splash, lane 4 Owensboro Country Club, lane 5 Atlantis, and lane 6 Town and Country. And of course, it's all important to be to coordinate with the next swimmer.
Yes.
That swimmer doesn't leave too soon or too late. They have to hit it right on the money.
Exactly. The relay exchanges are very important because there's a lot of time that can be lost or made up on the exchanges alone. For
7 and 8-year-olds, this is a 7 and 8-year-old competition. What's the toughest stroke?
Probably butterfly, because they're still gaining, the strength to pull their upper body out of the water.
Okay, that of course was the backstroke, and now they're
into the breaststroke.
Into the breaststroke.
They're right together.
To the novice viewer, what's the difference between the breaststroke and the butterfly?
Well, the breaststroke.
This is the breaststroke.
Yeah, this is the breaststroke right now, and the butterfly, both arms come out of the water.
And you wave them around, more or less, or twist them around.
Yes.
Yeah. And now we're going in. This will be the butterfly, right?
Yes, this is butterfly. See, on breaststroke, most of your arms really don't come out of the water. On butterfly, you see how you have to recover your arms out of the water, and that takes strength.
Paddock Swim Club, who had this third best time in the reported times, is way out in front as they head down to the freestyle portion of the medley relay, and it looks like Paddock may pull this off, although a strong challenge.
Tracy Keller.
Tracy trying to bring it back for Splash, and boy, we're going to have a finish. Can she catch her? Watch this finish. Look at this. What a comeback there by Splash, the apparent winner in the girls 100-meter medley relay, girls 7 and 8-year-olds, and that's what makes relays exciting.
Exactly.
Because different teams will have specialties. They might have a better in the butterfly or better in backstroke, and give them an early lead until it comes back to the finals, as we just saw there. So Splash, the apparent winner in the girls medley relay, 7 and 8-year-old girls. Event number 14 is the boys medley relay for youngsters 7 and 8 years old. The city record held by Town and Country way back in 1977. In lane 1 will be Owensboro Country Club. In lane 2, Darnick. Lane 3, Splash. Lane 4, Paddock. Lane 5, Atlantis. Lane 6, Town and Country. The quick time reported, boy, by far, look at this. Splash with a 129.53. Closest to it is Paddock. It'll be in lane 4, 132.92. Then it jumps all the way up to 141 and change, and then up to 151 and change, and 219. So Splash, who apparently just came from behind to win the first relay event of the day, the girls 7- and 8-year-old medley relay, 100-yard medley relay. Splash will try to make it 2 in a row as they come up with a competition in the boys 7- and 8-year-old medley relay. And there you see the youngsters getting ready to start. They'll be starting out here with the backstroke.
Yes,
they'll have to get in the water yet. Okay, there they go. And it's all important. This first leg of the relay is very, very good. Gives the team a little bit of breathing room.
Yes.
Do we have a scratch here or something? I think we did. We do not have anyone in lane 6.
No team from Town and Country.
Okay. None was entered, I'll say. They didn't withdraw. We just read the chart here wrong. Out in front quickly in lane 3 is the Splash youngster. And this will be the breaststroke coming up, the second leg of the 100-meter boys 7- and 8-year-old 100-meter medley relay. And Splash apparently holding on to the lead.
Yes. But things can change with different swimmers. They might have a really strong breaststroker and then go into the fly, which might be a weaker link.
We saw that in the first medley relay when Splash appeared beaten, but the freestyle brought it back to him. And now very quickly in lane 3, it's Splash way out in front, and that's going to be a tough and a strong stroke there.
Yes, very strong butterfly.
And it looks like he's going to increase the lead as they come down the stretch with the freestyle for Splash and the boys, 7- and 8-year-old. And again, it's really difficult with the charts that we have here to come up with who we have.
That's
and we're going to count on, and it's tough to put you on the spot, Jamie, if you recognize these youngsters.
Matthew Yeager.
Matthew Yeager with the final leg of the relay, and it looks like Splash has made it back-to-back wins so far in the medley relay competition, winning the boys 7- and 8-year-old competition. The next event will be the girls 9- and 10-year-old medley relay. Again, 100 yards, meters. 100 yards. 100 yards. Okay. 100 yards. What do you swim under when you go into your competition, like out at Austin this week? Is it in meters or yards?
Yes, it's in meters. In the summer, it's called long course, and it's a 50-meter pool, which is 2 laps of this and probably part of the blue, from the flags to the wall. And that's long course, which people compete in the summertime, and in the winter you go to the short course, which is 25 yards, which is competed in here.
And we're going to have plenty of time throughout the afternoon. As you know, this gets to be a very, very long afternoon, especially when we get into the distance races. We'll have plenty to talk about with Jamie Mueller. She's doing the color commentary with us this year, and she's been a busy young lady all summer long, competing all over the country, and we'll be talking about that in a moment. Right now, we're ready to go with event number 15. This is the girls 9- and 10-year-old medley relay. Atlantis in lane 1, Paddock in lane 2, Darnick in lane 3, Splash in lane 4, Town and Country in lane 5, Owensboro Country Club in lane 6. And look at these reported times. Darnick, the quick time, 1:17.32. Splash next, 1:17.33.
1/100th.
1/100th
This should
of a
be
second.
Very close race.
And it looks very, very close. And out there in lane 5, Town and Country right there with it. In lane 1, Atlantis up there, and the 2 to beat, evidently, Darnick and Splash are neck to neck as they make the turn. Here comes the second leg. This is a 100-yard medley relay. This is the breaststroke.
Yes.
And boy, out there in lane 5,
lane 5's taking
Town
the
and
lead.
Country. Town and Country has the lead as they get ready to make the turn, and we'll go into the butterfly. Okay, you're going to educate me yet on this, Jamie.
Let's see.
And still out in lane 5, Town and Country. Town and Country holding on, and moving up in lane 2 is Paddock. And Paddock and Darnick are the 2 that have the quick time. And here comes the freestyle. And remember what happened in the water. In the water quickly is Paddock, and Paddock has a commanding lead.
Yes.
And coming up quickly in lane 2 is that's Town and Country with a commanding lead.
Yes.
Paddock coming up second. The Town and Country is going to hold on to win it, apparently.
And Darnick in third, yes.
Okay, so it appears Town and Country, the winner of the girls medley 100-yard medley relay for girls 9 and 10-year-olds. We'll be moving into the boys medley relay, 100 medley relay, boys 9 and 10-year-olds. In lane 1 will be Darnick, lane 2 Town and Country, lane 3 Splash, lane 4 Atlantis, lane 5 Paddock, and lane 6 Owensboro Country Club. And a big edge now on this time reported. Splash with a time of 118.3, and closest to Splash would be Atlantis at 125.72. That's more than, what, 7 seconds? 7 seconds slower. So we'll see very quickly what events make up the difference.
Definitely. But it seems to be pretty close from there out. Atlantis and Town and Country.
And, of course, one bad exchange on the relay or one bad start can tighten things up considerably.
And also, these could be different swimmers swimming.
From the times that were
reported. From the times that were reported. So you really...
And look
these
at this.
relays are...
Town and Country's out in front.
Yes.
And Town and Country's time in comparison here, Town and Country was 126 compared to 118. And Town and Country has the lead as we move into the second leg, get into the breaststroke. And still in lane 2 is Town and Country. Moving up quickly in lane 3 is Splash. So it's Town and Country and Splash as we complete the breaststroke portion of the 100-yard medley relay, but it's going to be Town and Country in the water first for the butterfly. Also in the water quickly, Splash. And next in would be Paddock in lane 5. So still leading the way is Town and Country. And Splash must have some speed in the freestyle.
Yes, that's Kyle Roby, I believe.
And here comes the turn. It was Town and Country leading the way, Splash second. And here they come and look very quickly in lane 3. Splash trying to overtake it, and it's going to be a battle to the wire as they pass us and head to the finish, and it looks like Town and Country is going to hold on.
Yeah, it looks like Town and Country.
Strong effort in lane 2 by Town and Country, and it looked like for a moment maybe Splash had grabbed the lead, but Town and Country holds on the apparent winner. Of course, when Jamie and I give you the results of these races as we're giving them to you right now, these are unofficial. It's strictly the way we observed it or the way our cameras observed it, and we are getting the official results. Time doesn't allow us to give you those official results until we get into some of the longer events and have time to update the official results. This is event number 17, the girls medley relay for girls 11 and 12-year-old. Again, a 100-yard relay in lane 1. Right, will be Paddock, lane 2, Owensboro Country Club, lane 3, Atlantis, lane 4, Splash, lane 5, Darnick, and lane 6, Town and Country. Best time, 104.85, and right behind at 105.66 is Splash.
Yes.
So, again, we just showed how big a difference, 8 seconds difference, or in the reported times between Town and Country and Splash. Yet Town and Country came up the winner.
You can't, these relays, just can't really take anything for granted.
And as you made a very, very good point there, Jamie, that perhaps some of the swimmers that were involved in the 104 time that was reported weren't in that particular race. And what would be the reason they're putting them into a different event? Yeah,
probably, or more than likely, maybe a swimmer was out of town, or they weren't able to swim, or they could put, a different swimmer on backstroke and just now reached the
or they might be stronger in a different stroke.
Yes.
They did one stroke when this time was reported, but they're doing a different stroke here and moving them around. We're ready now with the girls. Let's see, this is the girls 11 and 12-year-olds. Town and Country holds the record set back in 1984, 59.69. Atlantis has the quick time, 104.84 in lane 3. And here they go. In lane 2, out quickly, Owensboro Country Club with the early lead.
That's Brooke Berry. She's an excellent backstroker.
Again, this is 100 yards, 25 yards by each swimmer in each stroke.
Yes.
And it's going to be 2 and 3. Owensboro Country Club in lane 2, Atlantis in lane 3 here in the breaststroke. And Atlantis may grab a slight lead as we turn to the butterfly. And here we go. First in the water is Atlantis. Second in lane 2, Owensboro Country Club. And out in lane 4 is Splash. So now it's going to go down to the final 25 yards, the freestyle competition, and Atlantis, the fastest qualifier in this, going to run away with the victory. It's going to be
body length.
Atlantis coming in first, apparent second, Owensboro Country Club, and we've just completed the girls 100-yard medley relay, girls 11 and 12 years old. The next event number 18 in this, how many did we figure out, Jamie? 86 events in the City Swim Championships. This is event number 18. The 100-yard medley relay for boys 11 and 12-year-olds. In lane 1 is Owensboro Country Club. Lane 2, Atlantis. Lane 3, Paddock. Lane 4, Darnack. Lane 5, Splash. Lane 6, Town and Country. The quick time, 1:10.02 by Paddock, but a couple of others look awful close.
Timers, clear your watches. Swimmers, take your mark.
And another thing important to mention, some of these swimmers swim up on relays, like
you mean the youngsters, an 8-year-old might swim with a 10 and
like
11 and 12-year-old.
Lane 6, that's one of the younger, Sam or Joe, I can't know which one, but they're swimming up onto the 11-12 relays.
Oh, so they do advance up, trying to come up with the stronger
the better
team.
relays.
You can't swim down, but you can
swim up.
You can
swim up as far. So.
Okay, in lane 3, Paddock, the fastest qualifier, and it looks like Paddock is jumping out to a big lead halfway through this medley relay competition. We're into the butterfly, and boy, they've got a very commanding lead as they head down to the top 25. So it looks like Paddock will be coming up with the 6th relay title. This is event 18, the 6th relay that we've had. This is a medley relay for the boys 11 and 12-year-olds, and it looks like it's going to be Paddock all the way from start to finish. And boy, they've opened up some daylight and romping home the winner. Paddock, the winner of the boys 11 and 12-year-old medley relay. Got some names on that squad?
6.
It's kind of tough on some of these charts. That's Atlanta.
That was Nathan Waniger on the freestyle.
Okay,
Neil
Adam. Other names on the teams?
Adam Neal on the backstroke. Trent Thomas breaststroke. Nicholas Waniger on the butterfly.
Okay, congratulations to the winners, the apparent winners of the boys 11 and 12-year-old medley relay, the team from Paddock Swim Club. More relays, the 100-meter or 100-yard medley relay for girls 13 and 14-year-olds. This is event number 19, the city meet record for this event, set by Darnack in 86, 58.69. They're in the water already. This is Splash in lane 1, Darnack in lane 2, Atlantis in lane 3, Owensboro Country Club in lane 4, Paddock in lane 5, and Town and Country in lane 6. Quick time was Atlantis, 102.5.
But all of these are really close, 3s, 4s.
And look at this. Look at them. They're right there close together. As we approach the halfway mark, it might be Atlantis with just a slight lead. Out there competing, Owensboro Country Club and Paddock, and in lane 2 is Darnack. And boy, this is going to be a crucial leg right here and a good exchange. Atlantis jumps out in front with the butterfly.
Kind of, I believe. She has a very strong butterfly.
And that strong butterfly effort is going to apparently lead to a victory by Atlantis. Here comes the freestyle, the final 25 yards of the 100-yard medley relay for girls 13 and 14-year-old. And yes, it's going to be Atlantis, and a real battle for second out there between Owensboro Country Club and Paddock. And wow, I guess Owensboro Country Club held on for second place, but it's Atlantis the winner. Atlantis the apparent winner of the girls 13 and 14-year-old 100-yard medley relay. And moving along quickly. And you see everyone trying to keep cool. The ladies there with the fans. And we're trying to
very hot.
We're trying to stay under an umbrella here, and everyone trying to stay cool on this very hot and humid afternoon. You can see there's a little bit of a breeze, which certainly really helps matters. I hate to think if that breeze wasn't there.
And you'll notice how the blocks are black. Those get very hot, and a lot of the swimmers are pouring water on the blocks to keep them cool.
You can feel that when you stand on it.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Event number 20 is the boys medley relay, 100-yard medley relay. Boys 13 and 14-year-olds. In lane 1 is Town and Country. Lane 2, Darnack. Lane 3, Splash. Lane 4, Atlantis. Lane 5, Paddock. Lane 6, Owensboro Country Club. The record for this event, 54.79, set by Town and Country in 1985. Best reported time this year, Splash, 58.09. But Atlantis in lane 4, 59.9. 0-0, 59 even. So there are the teams to watch. In lane 3, Splash. Lane 4, Atlantis. And there are the youngsters at the opposite end that'll be taking the second leg of the journey as they prepare and wait for the beginning. There you see the youngsters in the water, ready to go with the backstroke as we begin the medley relay. These are boys, 13 and 14 years of age.
Swimmer, take your mark.
No such thing as a false start. I mean, you don't get by with it. When you false start, you're out of it.
Yeah.
Even on a relay, it knocks the whole team
Yes.
out. Wow.
They've gotten really tough with the relay rules.
Good effort in lane 1 by Town and Country. It looked like they may have grabbed the early lead at the end of the first 25 yards, but a good exchange. And out there in lane 4, we see Atlantis taking the lead. Atlantis first, Splash second. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, that's Matt Shrewsbury and Kevin Hatton from Splash.
And here they come. It's going to be between Atlantis and Splash. Atlantis out in front as we complete the butterfly portion of the medley relay, and it's again going right down to the freestyle.
Right down to the freestyle.
And here it comes. This is going to be good.
Oh.
Splash in lane 3, Atlantis in lane 4. Splash regains the lead on the freestyle, and Splash is going to splash to victory in the boys 100-yard medley relay, boys 13 and 14 years old. That's unofficially, of course, Splash the winner. The next event will be the girls 200-yard medley relay. Girls 15 to 18 years of age. Town and Country holds the meet record, 206.94, set in 1989. Boy, this is going to be close. In lane 1 is Paddock, lane 2 Darnick, lane 3 Atlantis, lane 4 Splash, lane 5 Owensboro Country Club, and lane 6 Town and Country. And here, of course, each of the competitors go 50 yards, right?
Yes, it's a high school division. They move up in the yardage.
Girls, listen to me now. First, second,
But you'll see Katie Malone in lane 4 swimming backstroke for Splash. She's a 12-year-old, so.
Oh, so that's swimming up.
And Mandy
And
Keller.
you always swam up
Yes.
quite a bit, didn't you, if I remember from past meets. Did you like the relays?
Yes, they were very exciting.
And when you'd run the, maybe swim the final leg or anything, did you like to be behind when you got it to see if you could take it over? Makes it a little more exciting, I guess. Ready with a backstroke. This is the girls high school, 15 to 18. Girls 200-yard medley relay, and a little more stamina for this to take 2 lengths of the pool.
Exactly. And you'll notice they're going to be doing a backstroke turn, which they've just changed the rules on. You used to have to touch the wall on your back and not be able to turn over your stomach, but they've changed the rules, so it's supposed to be one continuous motion to turn over onto your stomach.
And they all made good exchanges, and right there Atlantis possibly with a slight lead, but right there is Splash and Darnick. And we're going to have a tight one here as we move up to the breaststroke.
It's Lisa Kelly from Atlantis and Kim Chung from Splash.
Atlantis is out in front right now, but we still have a little more than half of the competition to go. This is the breaststroke portion of the 200-yard medley relay. And, boy, we've got a battle there. In lane 3 is Atlantis, and lane 4 is Splash. And they are making it a 2-team race here at the halfway point. We're going into the butterfly competition. And they're in the water. And a slight lead there in lane 3 by Atlantis.
That's Kate Hess. And Jennifer Hargan from Splash is catching up a little bit.
Okay, we'll watch them. In lane 3 is Atlantis. Lane 4 is Splash. Splash with a slight lead as we head into the final 50 yards of this medley relay for high school girls. It'll be 50 yards of the freestyle competition. They're in the water, and they're going down the stretch. Atlantis and Splash. Splash in lane 4. And you can see they're still tight together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very important turn.
And as they come by us in lane 3, it looks like Atlantis has regained the lead and is going to pull away for victory. A strong final freestyle leg.
Yeah, it's Missy Wings.
And Missy brings a victory to Atlantis in the high school girls 200-yard medley relay. Hats off to those young ladies. Now we'll have the boys high school, 15 to 18 years of age, 200 yard medley relay. Town and Country holds the record set way back in 1979, 150.15. The field includes in lane 1, Town and Country, lane 2, Darnick, and lane 3 will be Atlantis, lane 4, Splash, lane 5, Paddock, lane 6, Owensboro Country Club. The quick time reported 207.19 by Atlantis. Watch Atlantis in lane 3. The second fastest reported, Splash in lane 4, 213.18.
First call, events 29 and 30, 11, 12, 50 backstroke, 11, 12, 50 backstroke.
This is event number 22, Boys High School 200-yard medley relay, ready for the backstroke. Boy, they're all together. They all had good starts, and in lane 1, it looks like a slight lead there by Town and Country. And it starts spreading out a little bit on the turn. How do you like the new rule for the turn on the backstroke?
Oh, I like it a lot better because you won't have to float in on your back, so to speak, you know, waiting to get to the wall, because you can kind of turn over your stomach, and, you know, and see where the wall is, and you can judge your turn better. It's a lot faster turn. A lot of more backstroke records have been broken with the new turn because it's a lot quicker.
As you saw in the turn, Atlantis and Darnick were very, very close at the turn. Atlantis is in lane 3, and lane 2 is Darnick. Lane 4 is Splash. As they near the halfway mark, we're in the breaststroke, and it's Atlantis in lane 3 opened up quite a lead all of a sudden.
Yes.
They were real close together when they went into the water for the breaststroke. But now as they go into the butterfly,
Jason Tapp on the breaststroke.
Jason really opened up a big advantage, and Atlantis may splash to victory here in the boys high school 200-yard medley relay. 15 to 18-year-olds. Atlantis headed to victory. Atlantis just won the girls high school competition. And boy, that's where they pick up. They didn't have as many qualifiers as Splash in the qualifications yesterday, but winning these relays really helps because you get the double
lot of points.
That's like winning 2 of the individual events.
Yeah, it's very important on the relays.
So Atlantis is going to have a comfortable margin as they head into the freestyle competition. Of course, Splash will have a strong entry. Darnick will have a strong entry here in the freestyle. But that's a lot of distance to overcome.
That is a lot.
And when you only have 50 yards to play with, it's very, very difficult. And you're going against the top Atlantis freestyle swimmer as he brings Atlantis to victory.
That's Clay Purdom.
And Clay Purdom's going to hit 2, Audrey Cotton of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 3, Holly Sears of Darnick. Lane 4, Brittany Hawker of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 5, Rachel Griffin of Town and Country. And lane 6, Jessica Still of Splash. And boy, these are really tots out there, James.
Yeah,
6 and under. But you notice the look in their eyes as they went into the water to get ready for this backstroke. They're all very, very determined to win it.
Yes, Holly Sears, I remember her several years ago. She's been swimming since a very young age, I think maybe 4.
I guess this is 6 and under. So, and look at these youngsters. Boy, they're head to head as they come down. This is 25 yards, so it's 1 lap. And it looks like in lane 4, Brittany Hawker. Coming up quickly is Holly Sears in lane 3. It's Sears and Hawker.
Looks like
and Sears is going to hold on. Holly Sears of Darnick, the apparent winner of the girls 6 and under 25-yard backstroke. Oh, that was a thriller. Event number 24 is the boys 6 and under 25-yard backstroke. The city record held by Kyle Roby of Darnick, set in 1989, 24.66. In lane 1 is Daniel Eggers of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 2, Mark Johnson of Town and Country. Lane 3, Zach Sparks of Splash. Lane 4, Brett Russell of Splash. Lane 5 is Alex Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. And lane 6, Greg Blanford of Atlantis. The quick time, 26.10. Zach Sparks of Splash, the guy to beat.
Yes, and you'll see Zach Sparks and Brett Russell were both teammates, and they were the ones leading the freestyle. So as you can see, they run back-to-back freestyle.
So it makes no difference to the coach or to the fans of Splash, but it certainly makes a lot of difference to these youngsters. They like to beat each other, too.
Yeah, so
it's kind of nice when you do lose, though. If either one of them, one of them will lose, at least if a teammate wins it, they get all those points for the team. It's still a team event, a city swim meet, of course.
Yes.
Splash looking for its first championship ever. Zach Sparks in lane 3 jumps out to the early lead, and he looks like he's riding along pretty good.
Yes. Hit the lane lines there. It's hard because they're facing into the sun.
Does that enter into it?
Yes, it does a lot.
And He's reaching and reaching and reaching. And I think he had it figured that he was finished a little before he was. Probably slowed down his time a little bit, but it didn't affect the outcome, evidently, as Zach Sparks has splashed the apparent winner of the boys 6 and under 25-yard backstroke. And we're ready to go with the girls' 7 and 8-year-old 25-yard backstroke. The city record at 19.26 set by Tammy Price, a splash in 1989. In lane 1 is Amber Smith, a splash. Lane 2, Kate Carruthers of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 3, Christine Coy of Paddock. Lane 4, Mary Jones, a splash. Lane 5, Jenny Myers, a splash. And lane 6, Jacqueline Berry of Darnick. Christine Coy, 20.55. She's the one to beat.
Yes, but she qualified first by more than a second. So, but this field's still pretty close together. There's not more than 3 seconds separating first and sixth. So this should be a pretty exciting race.
And it looks like it right now. Christine Coy in lane 3, and lane 4, Mary Jones right there with her. And Christine with a strong effort here as she's coming down very just straight and narrow right down the middle. She looked back a little bit looking for the wall. That's a no-no, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very hard to get used to when you're swimming backstroke, especially with little kids. Keep looking for the wall, and they're afraid they're going to hit their heads on the wall.
Do you ever bang your hand or your head hard on that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was in Texas the past week, and they didn't have any backstroke flags, and I was looking for them, and I just nailed my head. It was all swollen. Very painful.
All right, boys, 7 and 8-year-old backstroke, 25-yard backstroke. In lane 1 will be Jake Sparks of Splash. In lane 2, Tim Brandon of Paddock. Lane 3, Kyle Roby of Splash. Lane 4, Matthew Yeager of Splash. Lane 5, Matt Abel of Darnick. And lane 6, David Doggett of Darnick.
Yeah, and as you'll see, Splash has 3 qualifiers in this. The top 2, and then Jake Sparks in lane 1.
And it's Kyle Roby, and he's showing why he had the quick time. He's out in front, as you can see, all by himself. And Kyle Roby, the apparent winner of the boys backstroke, 7 and 8-year-olds. And, boy, that was an impressive win by Kyle.
Good 4 or 5 seconds.
Moving along to event number 27, it's the girls' 50-yard backstroke, 9 and 10-year-olds. Chrissy Geyer of Darnick holds the record set back at 86, 33.94. The field includes in lane 1, Kelly Shamil of Town and Country. Lane 2, Beth Lebizak of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 3, Tammy Price of Splash. Kelly Kern of Darnick in lane 4. Jessica Poole of Paddock in lane 5. And lane 6 is Emmy Evilhair of Town and Country. The best time in the qualifications yesterday, Tammy Price of Splash, 38.05. They're in the water.
Tammy had a 3-second lead over the other, let's see, it was Kelly Kern in the preliminary, so she should have a pretty good swim in this.
And they're close together right now, and of course, right there together, they can look over, and if they're right there with them, they know that they're, they're not going to have an easy time of it. And right now, a good turn, a strong effort there by Tammy Price. Right with her was Beth Ludwig of Owensboro Country Club, but all of a sudden, it's Tammy Price. Nice and easy, smooth stroke through the water. She kind of bends back to look, and she gets there first. Tammy Price, the apparent winner of the girls' 50-yard backstroke, girls 9 and 10-year-olds. Event number 28 is the 50-yard backstroke for boys 9 and 10-year-olds. Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club, who's in the meet, of course, this year. He holds the record in 1990 of 35.64. The field includes Chris Harney of Atlantis in lane 1, Sam Younger of Town and Country in lane 2, Nathan Waniger of Paddock in lane 3, Joe Younger of Town and Country in lane 4, Ryan Montgomery in lane 5 from Atlantis, and from Atlantis in lane 6, Bobby Zerner, the best time, Nate Waniger of Paddock, 41.80. But boy, there's some quick times there together.
Yes, there are. This is a very close age group. You'll notice Atlantis also, they have 3 qualifiers in this event, so you can notice their strength in the 9-10 boys.
And Splash didn't have any qualifiers in this event.
So that's going to hurt them.
It's one of the first events that they are blanked out on. And right now on the turn, Nathan Weininger in lane 3 is a roll into our viewpoint, and Nathan having some competition there from Joe Younger of Town and Country. And out in lane 5, Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis. But it looks like Nathan Weininger of Paddock is going to hold on in lane 3. The apparent winner, finishing second, will be Joe Younger of Town and Country. That is unofficial. The boys' 9 and 10-year-old backstroke, 50-yard backstroke. 50-yard backstroke for girls, 11 and 12-year-olds. In lane 1 will be Courtney Lindau of Darnick. In lane 2, Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis. In lane 3, Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 4, Katie Malone of Splash. In lane 5, Jane Hess of Owensboro Country Club. And in lane 6, Lindsay Abel of Darnick. Brooke Berry, the quick time, 32.64. Meet record held by Tanya Ledane, 29.81, set back in '84, and they're in the water, and here they go. Boy, they're close.
Yes. Let's see. Brooke Berry qualified over a second ahead of Katie Malone.
This is 50 yards, 2 laps. The 50 backstroke for girls 11 and 12-year-olds as they head down the final 25 yards. It's Brooke Berry out in front, but not by much. That's Katie Malone in lane 4. Berry and Malone, and moving up quickly in 2 is Andrea Ambrose, but it looks like it's going to be Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club, the apparent winner of the girls 11 and 12-year-old 50-yard backstroke. Event number 30 will be the boys 11 and 12-year-old 50-yard backstroke. Brian Keller. Well, we used to hear his name a lot in the competition here. What's Brian doing nowadays?
He's has an apartment. He's living in Lexington, and he's gonna go to UK in the fall. And he's training with their U.S. team there right now, Wildcat Aquatics.
Well, he's giving us plenty of thrills
he's
in
sitting
this
right
city
over there,
swimming.
though.
You see him over there.
Yeah, he's in for the weekend, I guess.
In to watch the competition. Brings back a lot of memories for Brian. Back in '85, he won this event. This is the boys 11 and 12-year-old 50-yard backstroke. Eric Sears of Darnick in 1. Joseph Boswell of Darnick in 2. Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club in 3. Trent Thomas of Paddock in 4. Nathan Weiniger of Paddock in 5. And Adam Neal of Paddock in 6. And boy, they got away from him before he ran down the field. Don't have much time to talk. There they are on the turn. And Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club getting some real competition there from Trent Thomas of Paddock. Thomas has the lead. Coming back quickly is Augustine. It's like Thomas, Augustine, and Augustine with a come-from-behind good kick. Real good kick there at the end by Mandy Keller of Darnick. And Mandy makes the turn at the halfway point. But right there with her at a good turn was Katie Hargan. It looked like Mandy was pulling away as they made the turn, but a strong turn there by Katie Hargan. So it's Keller and Hargan leading the field as we head down to the final 25 yards of the 100-yard backstroke for girls 13 and 14 years of age. Let's see how they come out of this turn. And again, they're very, very close together. Katie Hargan in lane 4, Mandy Keller in lane 3, and that's Mandy Keller. Mandy Keller of Darnick out in front. And it looks like Mandy's going to come home the winner. A good race there between Mandy Keller and Katie Hargan in the girls 13 and 14-year-old 100-yard backstroke. Event number 32, the boys 13 and 14-year-old 100-yard backstroke. City meet record held by Brian Keller. Who else? From Darnick back in '86, 101.59. Field includes in lane 1, Clay Purdom of Atlantis. Lane 2, Chad Masetic of Darnick. Lane 3, Bobby Lyons of Town and Country. Kevin Hatton of Splash in lane 4. Jason Thomas of Atlantis in lane 5. And Greg Price of Splash in lane 6. Robbie Lyons, 109.33, but he's not that much quicker than some of the other contenders there.
And an important thing to remember, you can really catch different people on turns. You know, in the prelims, they may have had a bad turn, hit the wall wrong, you know, so it's really important to watch the turns on this. It's kind of interesting.
This is the boys 13 and 14-year-old 100-yard backstroke. Robbie Lyons with a 109.33. Second fastest in the qualifications was Kevin Hatton of Splash, 110.8. And here they go. How do they look to you, Jamie?
Oh, looks good. You notice Robbie has a lot faster turnover than Kevin.
This is 25 yards, 4 laps of the pool. They approach the halfway mark, and out there in lane 5 is Jason Thomas of Atlantis. And he's given Robbie Lyons all the battle, and in between there is Chad Masetic. And on the turn, a good turn, and in lane 3, Robbie Lyons coming down for his final turn in this 100-yard backstroke. Robbie Lyons trying to pick up a victory for Town and Country. And he makes the turn. Not a real strong turn, but he's got a little bit of distance there to play with.
Looks like Kevin Hatton, though, is picking up some ground.
And let's in lane 4, Kevin Hatton of Splash, but it's not going to be enough as Robbie Lyons of Town and Country is going to come home the apparent winner of the boys 100-yard backstroke. That's boys 13 and 14 years of age. Event number 33 is a 100-yard backstroke for girls 15 to 18. These are high school girls. In lane 1 is Tanya Miller of Darnick. Lane 2, Missy Wink of Atlantis. Lane 3, Jen Hargan of Splash. Lane 4, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. Lane 5, Maggie Craig of Atlantis. In lane 6, Kate Hess of Atlantis. And there we got 4 qualifiers from Atlantis.
Strong event for Atlantis. They're very strong this year in the high school division.
And the best time among the qualifications yesterday was Jen Hargan of Splash, 110.29. Next to her was Lisa Kelly of Atlantis, 112.98. And here they go, and boy, they're blanketed right together out of the gate. Jen Hargan, 110.29. Tanya Ledane of Darnick, the record holder for this event back in 1988. This is 100 yards, 4 laps. They approach the halfway mark, and right there it's Jen Hargan and Lisa Kelly. And way out there in lane 6, Kate Hess is right among them. And in lane 2 is Missy Wink. And we have 4 contending at the halfway mark. A good solid turn there in lane 3 by Jen Hargan. But she still is being flanked by Missy Wink in lane 2 and Lisa Kelly in lane 4.
You'll notice Lisa does something really well. She rolls her shoulders. That's really good to do in backstroke. So
that's helped her stay close here with Jen Hargan. Now they make the turn, and it is Jen Hargan. And out in lane 4 is Lisa Kelly. So it's Hargan and Kelly as we head down to the wire. Hargan awful close to the rope there.
Yeah, probably the sun could be in her eyes a little bit.
And it's going to hold on. Jen Hargan's going to hold on for victory among the high school girls. 100-yard backstroke, 15 to 18 years of age, and that was event number 33 of the 86 event, 1991 Owensboro City Swim Championships, coming your way on WBGS TV's cable channel 2. I'm Jerry Burge along with Jamie Mueller, and we move on to the boys 100-yard backstroke. High school boys, 15 to 18 years of age. Brian Keller of Darnick, the record holder in this event, 59.08. The field includes in lane 1, Jody Carpenter of Splash. Lane 2, Gilmore Chung of Splash. Lane 3, Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club. Brad Schmid of Town and Country in lane 4. Lane 5 is Jeremiah Johnson of Atlantis. Lane 6, John Carrico of Splash. Nate Pajak of Country Club with a quick time of 108.06. Brad Schmid was right there at 108.15, and they're right there together on the first leg of this one. In lane 3, Nate Pajak, Brad Schmid in lane 4. In lane 2 right there with him was Gilmore Chung of Splash.
And you'll notice Gilmore's just 14, but he opted to swim the open division for Splash because they had Kevin Hatton and Gilmore in the 13-14 division.
Look at that. Schmid and Pajak are right there together at the turn as they head down, and it looks like Brad Schmid with a slight lead over Nate Pajak, and now Pajak going into the lead. On the turn, it looks like Brad picks up the edge momentarily.
Yes.
And here they go on the turn, and let's see as they come down the final 25 yards. The first one we see is Brad Schmid, but right there is Nate Pajak, and it's Schmid and
Looks
Pajak.
like Schmid.
Schmid and Pajak, and Brad Schmid is going to hold on. He's got a strong finish there by Nate Pajak, but it is Brad Schmid, the apparent winner from Town and Country, the apparent winner of the high school boys, 15, 18-year-old, 100-yard backstroke. Well, that wore me out, Jamie.
Close race.
What do we have coming up next?
The breaststroke events.
And this goes back to the youngsters, 7 and 8-year-old, 25-yard breaststroke. We don't have a
the 6 and unders. No, they just swim
too tough, huh?
freestyle and backstroke.
And what's about the youngest age you see youngsters get into the competition?
I think there have been a couple 4-year-olds that have placed at city championship, but it's mainly 6-year-olds, as you'll notice.
But there's really no minimum age length. You get
No.
a 4-year-old who compete, they get in there and they score.
Exactly.
Okay. Event number 35 is a 25-yard breaststroke for girls 7 and 8-year-olds. Whitney Miller, Town and Country, holds the record in this event. In lane 1, it'll be Lauren Dalzell, or Dalzell.
Dalzell, yeah.
Lauren Dalzell of Town and Country. Correct me on some of these names, Jamie,
Okay.
when I butcher them up. In lane 2 is Jacqueline Berry of Dornick. Lane 3, Neely Thomas of Paddock. Lane 4, Christine Foy of Paddock. Lane 5, Katie Griffin of Town and Country. And lane 6, Kate Carruthers of Owensboro Country Club. One lap, here they go. Neely Thomas in lane 3 of Paddock, the quick time 23.19.
Let's see, she qualified first by, let's see, exactly a second over Christine Coy.
Oh, I see. We've got some ages. We got a couple of seven-year-old in here.
Yes.
Lane 2 is Jacqueline Berry. She's only a 7-year-old.
And she competes right with them.
Okay, and it looks like in lane 3,
Neely
did
Thomas,
you see it?
yes.
Neely Thomas, the apparent winner of the girls 7 and 8-year-old 25-yard breaststroke. Event number 36 is the boys 7 and 8-year-old breaststroke. Brad Wilkerson of Paddock holds the record in this event, set in 1986. In lane 1 will be Zach Sparks of Splash. In lane 2, Matt Hasler of Paddock. Lane 3, Kyle Roby of Splash. Lane 4, Jake Sparks of Splash. Lane 5, Blake Lamar of Atlantis. And lane 6, Matt Abel of Dornick. Zach Sparks in lane 1. I notice a 6-year-old in there. This is boys 25-yard breaststroke, 7 and 8-year-old competition. Kyle Roby, the best time yesterday in the qualifications, 21.59.
More, let's see, about 2 seconds. See, it looks like they didn't offer the breaststroke for the 6 and under, so Zach opted to swim in the 7/8s, and he competes with them.
And we'll keep an eye on him right now. Kyle Roby, the guy to beat here in the boys 7 and 8-year-old 25-yard breaststroke. Kyle's in lane 3, and he's getting some competition there in lane 4 from Jake Sparks of Splash, teammate. But in lane 3, it looks like Kyle Roby. Kyle Roby's going to come home the winner. And looked like he touched home with his head rather than so there. But Kyle Roby, the apparent winner of the 25-yard breaststroke for boys 7 and 8 years old. As we mentioned earlier, a very hot and humid afternoon here at Splash. We do have an umbrella that we're trying to stay under, but that sun's starting to go down behind us. And, boy, if we were prepared and had our swimsuits on, we could get one heck of a suntan here this afternoon. But the crowd's not complaining. They've been treated to some real fine competition, as is usually the case in the Owensboro City Swim Meet. This is the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet, coming your way from the Splash Swim Club on Cable Channel 2. This is the girls' 50-yard breaststroke, 9 and 10-year-olds. Jamie Mueller holds the meet record in this one. In lane 1 is Mia Masenik of Dornick. Lane 2, Emmy Ebelhair of Town and Country. Lane 3, Whitney Miller of Town and Country. Lane 4, Jessica Lee of Atlantis. Lane 5, Tammy Price of Splash. Lane 6, Kelly Shamil of Town and Country. Whitney Miller, quick time, 43.20.
You'll see Mia Masenik in lane 1. She has the 2 older brothers, Ryan and Chad, so it's kind of a family event. So you'll see several swimming families like that when all the children swim.
Okay, and right now in lane 3, it looks like the fast qualifier from yesterday going to come home the winner today in the 50 breaststroke, 9 and 10-year-old girls, and that looks like Whitney Miller. Whitney Miller, the apparent winner of the girls' 50-yard breaststroke, 9 and 10-year-olds. And we'll move right along to the 50-yard breaststroke for boys, 9 and 10-year-olds. In lane 1 will be Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis. Lane 2, Rick Raymond of Town and Country. Lane 3, Bobby Zerner of Atlantis. Lane 4, Chris Harney of Atlantis. Lane 5, Joe Younger of Town and Country. And lane 6, Sam Younger of Town and Country. Brothers?
Yes. Twins.
Twins. I was going to say age 10 and age 10, I guess.
Yes.
Bobby Zerner of Atlantis had the fast time, 42.99. Nathan Hobbs of Dornick holds the record in this event. They're in the water and going in the breaststroke. This is 50 yards. And the sun was such a factor earlier. Now it's kind of moving out of play, as they say, and going down in the back. I know we've had some of these city swim meets. We were almost finished in the dark.
Yeah, last year I believe there was a delay. about 45 minutes.
That's right. We had a long delay, and we finished. We almost had to pull some cars up to get the light on. Look at this finish. This is going to be tight. And lane 3 is
like
Bobby Zerner. But boy, everybody else is there. Zerner trying to hold on. A strong effort by Ryan Montgomery in lane 1, but it's Zerner, Bobby Zerner of Atlantis, the apparent winner of the 9 and 10-year-old boys 50-yard breaststroke. Next event will be the 50 breaststroke for girls 11 and 12-year-olds. Tanya Ledan holds the meet record in this event. The lineup for today's finals: in lane 1, Rocky Hatton of Splash. Lane 2, Lindsey Green of Paddock. Lane 3, Jane Hess of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Mackenzie Helm of Atlantis. Lane 5, Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 6, Courtney Lindow of Darnick. Jane Hess is the one to beat.
See, but very close. Mackenzie Helm was half a second behind her, so this should be a good race.
Yeah, Jane's time was 37.42 yesterday. Mackenzie's was 37.96. Let's see how they shape up for the final 25 yards. And boy, they were close on the turn. There in lane 4 is Mackenzie Helm, and lane 3 is Jane Hess. And right out there in lane 5 is Brooke Berry. And this is right wire to wire. Jane Hess and Mackenzie Helm. Hess and Helm. Looks like Mackenzie Helm just had that spurt at the end for the apparent win, and that was one of our tightest races of the day.
Yes, definitely.
Going on to event number 40, the 50-yard breaststroke for boys 11 and 12 years old. In lane 1 is Eric Sears of Darnick. In lane 2, Joseph Boswell of Darnick. In lane 3, Trent Thomas of Paddock. In lane 4, Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 5, John Hicks of Splash. And in lane 6, Kevin Kern of Darnick. Sears, Boswell, Thomas, Augustine, Hicks, and Kern. Thomas with a quick time yesterday, 39.18.
So
look at those
a
other
quick
times.
one, yes.
39.75 and 39.88.
And then a 40.6. So this should be a close
Anybody's race. 50
I like it that way.
2 laps. Trent Thomas, we're watching in lane 3. Our view is just cut off a little bit as they make the turn. We have to wait until they come about 5 or 10 yards out before we can pick them up, and it looks like lanes 3 and 4, Thomas in 3, Augustine in 4. Thomas in 3, Augustine in 4. Augustine moving up ever so slowly, but he's getting there. It's Thomas and Augustine, and in lane 2, Joseph Boswell. I don't know. You going to call it Augustine?
I'd say Augustine. I don't know. I'll have to wait.
Unofficially, Adam Augustine, but it could have been Trent Thomas, and Joseph Boswell was moving up very quickly. Another tight finish, a blanket finish at the end of the boys' 11 and 12-year-old 50-yard breaststroke. Event number 41, the 100-yard breaststroke. 13 and 14-year-old girls. Diane Snyder of Darnick holds the record for this event. Today's finalists in lane 1 is Katie Hargan of Splash. Lane 2, Carly Cundiff of Atlantis. Lane 3, Nicole Vessels of Darnick. Lane 4, Erica Lamar of Atlantis. Lane 5, Sarah Jones of Splash. And lane 6, Lee Bowen of Owensboro Country Club. Nicole Vessels, 120.29, but some of the others could certainly challenge.
And you'll notice that they take 1 pull and 1 kick underwater, and that's all they're allowed.
Explain that again. I kind of sailed over my head. They're going 4 laps here, right?
Yes, they go 4 laps, and when you push off the turn, you're allowed 1 pull and 1 kick underneath the water.
Let's watch it right here. Here's Nicole.
Pull, and then a kick, and then she has to surface.
Oh, you can't keep underwater.
No, you can't keep going underwater.
That's the way I like to swim, because I sink. I tend to sink, but you have to come up after that.
Yes, you're allowed the 1 underwater pull and 1 kick.
So that is Nicole Vessels of Darnick out in front at the 3/4 mark of the 100-yard breaststroke. Girls 13 and 14 years old. And as she comes down for the final 25 yards, we'll see where her stiffest competition is coming from. It looks like Nicole is out in front, and lane 4 is Erica Lamar of Atlantis. And Erica's making a strong finish here at the end. Nicole Vessels in 3 and Erica Lamar in 4. Vessels, Lamar,
It's like Vessels, probably.
I think maybe Nicole Vessels, but what a strong finish there by Erica Lamar.
That's one thing to time the finish right, because it's hard to kind of float in there. So you got to start thinking about your finish right when you get to the flags or even before that.
And get that extra spurt. Reach down for that something extra. Event 42 is the boys' 13 and 14-year-old 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1 is Ryan Goltry of Town and Country. In lane 2 is it Matt Shrewsbury?
Yes.
Matt Shrewsbury. In lane 3 from Darnick, Chad Masenic. Lane 4 from Splash, Kevin Hatton. Lane 5, Greg Price of Splash. And lane 6, Robbie Lyons of Town and Country. Chad Masenic has the best time, 1:14.25 yesterday, but right behind was Kevin Hatton, who's in lane 4 with 1:15.63.
This should be a really close race.
Chad Masenic makes the turn. He's in lane 3, and boy, he's right there with Kevin Hatton. Looks like Hatton may have a slight lead as they near the halfway mark. Kevin Hatton of Splash does have the lead over Chad Masenic. And out here in lanes 1 and 2, Ryan Goltry and Matt Shrewsbury very much in the competition. On the turn, a strong turn there by Kevin Hatton. And, boy, they're neck and neck as they head to the 3/4 mark. It's in lane 4, Kevin Hatton. You see Kevin Hatton there just slightly ahead of Chad Masenic. And, boy, this is going to be an exciting final 25 yards.
These two have raced all summer and traded back and forth between victories. So.
And right now it looks like it's Kevin Hatton. Kevin Hatton opening up. That's the most he's led by. Either one is led by in this entire race. Coming up quickly, Chad Masenic. But it's not going to be enough as Kevin Hatton of Splash is going to hold on to victory. Apparent victory unofficially here in the boys' 13 and 14-year-old 100-yard breaststroke.
Boys 9-10-50 breaststroke event, 6 and younger, Town and Country, 5th.
Event number 43 is the girls' breaststroke, 15 to 18 years of age. Jamie Mueller holds the record last year, 112.48. And in the water will be Jen Hargan of Splash in lane 1, Dee Dee Embry in lane 2 from Town and Country, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis in lane 3, Tanya Miller of Darnick in lane 4, Kimberly Chung of Splash in lane 5, and Missy Wink of Atlantis in lane 6. Lisa Kelly had the best time, 120.14. Miller was 120.58. You're familiar with these young gals. You've swam against them, haven't you?
Yes.
They're right there together.
Breaststroke, there's so many different styles of breaststroke. There's more, some that come more out of the water with their shoulders, and then there's some that stay lower in the water. So it's kind of interesting to watch the different styles.
What do you prefer?
It's kind of, I've been working on my breaststroke. It's kind of more out of water now. My shoulders come a little bit higher out of the water. It's easier for me.
Look at this right there. It's Lisa Kelly, Tanya Miller, and Dee Dee Embry. Or no, let's see, that's that's Dee Dee Embry, Lisa Kelly, and Tanya Miller all together.
Like Tanya has some really good underwater pullouts.
Lisa Kelly holding on to a slight lead, but she's flanked by Embry and Miller as they get ready for the final 25 yards of the 100-yard breaststroke. These are high school girls, 15 and 18-year-olds. And this is the halfway mark of the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet as far as events are concerned. This is event number 43. Of course, we have those distance races coming up that'll take a little longer than some of these short course events that we've had earlier. And now a nice big lead being opened up by Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. Lisa Kelly going to come home winner, the apparent winner of the 100-yard breaststroke for high school girls 15 to 18 years of age. And now we're going to get into some real breaststroke competition among the high school boys. Event number 44 in lane 1, Brad Schmid of Town and Country. In lane 2, John Carrico of Splash. In lane 3, Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 4, Gilmore Chung of Splash. Lane 5, Jeremiah Johnson of Atlantis. And lane 6, from Darnick, Mike Stovall. The best time in the qualifying was Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club, 1:15.61. Gilmore Chung of Splash, 1:16.32. With a whole summer of competition among these young men and the young ladies, I guess there are really some nice personal rivalries build up, don't they?
Exactly, yes.
I'm going to get you in the city swim meet, if they beat them in a meet earlier.
Yes.
And of course, this is what they shoot for all summer long.
Big rivalries.
And now in the water right there in lanes, they're all pretty much together. High school boys, 100-yard breaststroke. Nate Pajak in lane 3 as they make the turn here, complete the first approach, the first half. Out in lane 4, running very strong is Gilmore Chung of Splash. But out in front is Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club, and he's being flanked by Chung of Splash and John Carrico of Splash. Here's the turn. Ooh, boy, they're right there together. Nate Pajak and Gilmore Chung. It's Pajak out in front. Chung out there in lane 2 is John Carrico. Chung's in lane 4. Or 2 here on the near side is Carrico. Chung's out there in lane 4. And here they come for the final 25 yards. Nate Pajak trying to hold on.
Looks like Gilmore caught some on the turn there.
And Gilmore Chung.
Looks like
Chung
Gilmore
is past Pajak. A good effort, but here's Pajak trying to come back. And what a finish we're going to have here.
Looks like Pajak.
Oh, I don't know. That was awful close. And we're going to put a question mark. You're saying Pajak, I'm going to say Chung. Okay. Your eyes are probably better than mine. And that does it for the high school boys 15 to 18-year-old 100-yard breaststroke. And we'll be back with more from the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet after this timeout.
In just 6 days, your backyard could look like this. Home Pool doesn't just put in the pool. They make it look right in your yard with complete landscaping consultation. They're not a part of
Owensboro City Swimming Championships. We're moving on to event number 45, the 25-yard butterfly. These are girls 7 and 8 years old. Tammy Price of Splash holds the city record of this event. In lane 1 is Christine Coy of Paddock. Lane 2, Mary Jones of Splash. Lane 3, Kate Carruthers of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Tracy Keller of Splash. Lane 5, Jacqueline Berry of Dornick. And lane 6, Leah Worth of Town and Country. Katie Carruthers, 19.15. Keep an eye on her.
This could be anybody's race. All these girls have traded back and forth this summer.
Ooh, look in lane 4, Tracy Keller. Tracy Keller in lane 2 is Mary Jones. Oh, boy,
like
Mary Jones, I believe. Mary Jones of Splash. And, boy, she came with a strong kick there at the end. That's unofficial. But it appears Mary Jones of Splash, the winner of the girls' 7 and 8-year-old 25-yard butterfly. Now, if you're watching this meet and maybe she didn't win it, don't write me a letter and say we called that wrong. We're trying to call those tight ones by just visually. But we will be back later in the telecast with the official results of all these earlier races. All the results that Jamie and I give you right now as they happen, of course, are unofficial. This is the boys' butterfly, 25 yards, 7 and 8-year-olds. We had a little mix-up at the start. I don't know if it was a false start or what, and we'll check that. In lane 1 is David Doggett of Dornick. Lane 2, Jake Sparks of Splash. Lane 3, Kyle Roby of Splash. Lane 4, Zach Sparks of Splash. Lane 5, Matt Abel of Dornick. Lane 6, Ricky Ebelhair of Town and Country. Kyle Roby of Splash. And lane 3 had the quick time yesterday, 18.54. And we did have a false start, a tough break for Zach Sparks in lane 4. Well, that's a disappointment, isn't it?
Exactly.
Can you remember your last false start?
It's been a while. I can remember last time.
You learned your lesson, I guess, and of course that's a tough lesson there for Zach. They're in the water.
One thing you'll notice probably, since of that false start, it'll kind of make the rest of the field a little more wary of their starts and might have a slower start because of that.
Strong effort here by Kyle Roby of Splash in lane 3. You can see him way ahead of the field as he romps home the winner. Kyle Roby of Splash, the apparent winner of the boys 7 and 8-year-old 25-yard butterfly. Next event will be the 50-yard butterfly for girls 9 and 10 years old. Laura Humphrey of Dornick holds the city meet record of 33.15 for this event. In lane 1 is Beth Ludwigzak. Is that right?
Yes, Ludwigzak.
Beth Ludwigzak of Owensboro Country Club in lane 1. Kelly Kern of Dornick in lane 2. Tammy Price of Splash in lane 3. Jessica Poole of Paddock in lane 4. Whitney Miller of Town and Country in lane 5. And Lori Ludwigzak of Owensboro Country Club in lane 6. And the best time in the qualifying yesterday, Tammy Price of Splash, 37.93. And she'll be in lane 3.
Yes, and you'll notice we have another set of twins, Beth and Lori, in lanes 1 and 6.
And let's see, they're
at the other end.
Oh, they're in? Where are they? We're waiting for them. Okay, we're waiting for the girls 9 and 10-year-old 50-yard butterfly. They they were back there getting last-minute instructions from their coach, I believe.
Yes.
Saying, don't be nervous, girls.
Kick off the walls.
Well, you can see them when they climb up on those starting blocks, and I bet it is a little bit warm up there today. It's Ludwigsack, Kern, Price, Poole, Miller, Ludwigsack, and lanes 1 through 6. Girls, 50-yard butterfly, 9 and 10-year-olds. Boy, when they come off those blocks, what an important start. What an important part of the race. You can almost win it at the start.
Especially in the shorter races. And this is probably Tammy Price's best stroke.
And she's showing that very obviously here in the 50-yard butterfly for 9 and 10-year-olds there in lane 3. Tammy Price, her closest competitor, is Jessica Poole in lane 4, but it's going to be an easy win here for Tammy Price, an apparent victory for Tammy in the girls' 50-yard butterfly, 9 and 10-year-old girls. A strong effort there by Tammy Price. Next up will be the boys' 9 and 10-year-old 50-yard butterfly, and it'll be Joe Younger of Town and Country in lane 1, Nick Roby of Splash in lane 2, Nathan Weiniger of Paddock in lane 3, Chris Harney of Atlantis in lane 4, Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis in lane 5, and Bobby Zerner of Atlantis in lane 6. Nathan Weiniger of Paddock had the quick time, 41.35, but Chris Harney of Atlantis was right there at 41.64. So we'll watch them there in lane 3 and 4. It looks like they're all blanketed together on the first 50 yards of this 50-yard butterfly competition, 9 and 10-year-old boys.
Yes. Well, you can see they just qualified 3/10 apart in the preliminaries, so this should be pretty close.
And here they come. This is it. This
Looks
is the
like
final
Ryan
25. And way out there in lane 5, Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis with a big lead. That's kind of surprising.
That is surprising.
He had a good start and had a strong turn.
Yeah.
And he's going to come home winner. And in lane 3, it looks like Nathan Weiniger will finish second, but a good effort there by Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis, the apparent winner of the boys' 9 and 10-year-old 50-yard butterfly. Next up will be the girls' 11 and 12-year-old 50-yard butterfly. The field will include in lane 1, Jane Hess of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 2, Lindsey Green of Paddock. Lane 3, Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis. Lane 5, Katie Malone of Splash. And lane 6, Rocky Hatton of Splash. The quick time and qualifying was Brooke Berry, 33.45, and they're in the water. I've been trying to speed through these entries so I can update the standings, but when we get a moment, we'll let you know. Splash leading the way so far at this point with 296 points. Atlantis second, 236. Paddock third, 170. Town and Country and Owensboro Country Club both 159. And Darnick with 144.
Very close.
Events 1 through 44. And talk about close. Look here in lane 3. It is Brooke Berry, but she's got plenty of competition, but I think she held on.
Yeah, I think she did. It's close between Katie Malone and Andrea Ambrose for second. I'm not really sure on that one. We'll have to wait for the results.
Boys 50-yard butterfly, 11 and 12-year-old boys. Brian Keller holds the record in this event, 28.83. The qualifiers in lane 1, John Hicks of Splash. Lane 2, Trent Thomas of Paddock. Lane 3, Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Joseph Boswell of Darnick. Lane 5, Nathan Weiniger of Paddock. Lane 6, John Hayden of Splash. Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. The fastest qualifier, 32.44, and he's out in front early.
Final call, 7-8.
You'll notice Joseph Boswell was the only 11-year-old in the field. And he qualified second, so.
And right now it looks like Adam Augustine, he's flanked there by Thomas and Boswell in second and third, but it's going to be Adam Augustine, the apparent winner of the boys' 50-yard butterfly, 11 and 12-year-old boys. And he was the top seed, having qualified fastest in yesterday's qualifying round. Event number 51 is the 100-yard butterfly for girls 13 to 14-year-olds. Jennifer Hargan of Splash set the record last year in this event, 105.85. Tonight's field includes Elizabeth Stanley of Owensboro Country Club in lane 1, Katie Hargan of Splash in lane 2, Sarah Locks of Owensboro Country Club in lane 3, Nicole Vessels of Darnick in lane 4, Mandy Keller of Darnick in lane 5. Ashley Reynolds of Owensboro Country Club in lane 6. The fast qualifier yesterday, Sarah Laux of Owensboro Country Club, 116.46. This is the girls 100 fly, 13 and 14-year-old girls.
Let's see. Sarah qualified first with a good 2 seconds, so
she's the one to beat. In lane 4 will be Nicole Vessel. She was closest to her in the times yesterday in the qualifying round, but Sarah Laux jumps out in front early for Owensboro Country Club here in the girls 100 butterfly, 13, 14-year-olds. We approach the halfway mark. This is 4 laps. This is a 25-yard pool at Splash Swim Club, and it looks like Sarah Laux holding a slight lead over Katie Hargan of Splash. Katie is right there. Of course, this is her home court. I guess the home pool, I guess it's no home court advantage, but a home pool advantage, and she's right there. Katie Hargan in lane 2 trying to challenge Sarah Laux, and that's the way they finished yesterday in the qualifying round. Sarah was the fastest, Nicole was the second fastest, and right now they're running 1-2 in the finals as they head to the final 25 yards. Sarah Laux of Owensboro Country Club out in front. These are the 13 and 14-year-old girls.
One thing that's kind of neat this year adds to the competition. There isn't one person that just dominates, especially this 13-14 age group.
Look here in lane 2, Katie Hargan. Katie Hargan coming up very, very strong in lane 2, and I think she got it.
Gosh, she came from behind in that one.
Katie Hargan came back, and that's another one. We do have to emphasize it's unofficial. It looked like Sarah Laux had it wrapped up, and she may have won. But from our vantage point, it looks like Katie Hargan came down to the end. So I'd hate to be the judge on that one. But we'll wait and see, and we'll have the official results for you later in our telecast. Event number 52 is the boys 100-yard butterfly, 13 and 14-year-old boys. Ryan Keller holds the record in this event, 59.6. The field includes in lane 1, Robbie Lyons of Town and Country. Lane 2, Chad Masenic of Darnick. Lane 3, Kevin Hatton of Splash. Lane 4, Matt Shrewsbury of Atlantis. Lane 5, Jason Thomas of Atlantis. Lane 6, Greg Price of Splash. Kevin Hatton of Splash, the quick time, 106.34, but Matt Shrewsbury was right there yesterday.
Results for the girls, 7A25 butterfly.
Kevin Hatton. Boy, they're right there together. This is 100 yards, so this is the first of 4 laps being completed. Well, we're going to have plenty of reading to do a little bit later, you know?
One thing to note is that Kevin trains long course with United States Swimming for the racer teams, and especially in fly, you can tell at the end of his race he probably have a little more stamina just because of the fact he's used to a longer pool.
And right now it's Kevin Hatton and Matt Shrewsbury right there together. Hatton and Shrewsbury in lanes 3 and 4. And they'll be getting ready for the final 25 yards. Hatton had a 106.34 yesterday. Shrewsbury was 107.56. Here they come for the final 25 yards. A good turn in lane 4 by Shrewsbury has put him out in front, but Kevin Hatton trying to come back. And it's Shrewsbury and Hatton as they come to the wire. It's going to be, I believe, Matt Shrewsbury. And, boy, that shows there what you can do with a good turn.
Yes, he had a really good turn.
He was almost a length or so behind at the turn, and he kicked out into the lead and held on.
Very strong kick going. That really helps at the end of your race, especially in butterfly. When your arms get tired, use that kick to really help you.
Event number 53 is the 100-yard butterfly for high school girls, 15 to 18 years old. Jamie Mueller, there she is again, holds the city meet record set last year. The field includes this year in lane 1, Julie Worth of Town and Country. Lane 2, Kate Hess of Atlantis. Lane 3, Jen Hargan of Splash. Lane 4, Tanya Miller of Darnick. Lane 5, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. And lane 6, Kimberly Chung of Splash. Jen Hargan of Splash, 106.53. And that's about 6 seconds quicker than anybody last night. Is she that dominant a swimmer?
Yes, this is one of Jennifer's better strokes. Probably this or freestyle. So I expect her to probably win this by a good body length or so.
Okay, right now she's opening up a lead as she approaches the halfway mark. That's Jen Hargan of Splash in lane 3. Very strong swimmer.
Yes, definitely.
And she's just passing the halfway mark, has opened up a very, very big lead as she tries to nail down the victory in the high school girls.
We've got a close race for second between Tanya Miller of Darneck and, yeah, it's Kate Hess of Atlanta.
So that's the one we'll watch, too, as a battle for second place, because it appears Jen Hargan is going to come away the winner in the girls, high school girls, 100-yard butterfly. Boy, an impressive win here by Jen Hargan. Impressive win. There she is. And now you can see him finishing up in lane 2 is Kate Hess. And she gets there, and in lane 4, Tanya Miller. So a win for Jane Hargan of Splash and the high school girls, 15 to 18-year-old 100-yard butterfly. The boys' high school 100-yard butterfly, Jay Eccleberry of Darneck holds the meet record set in 1988, 54.17. Today's field includes in lane 1, Jay Ebelhair of Paddock, lane 2, Gilmore Chung of Splash, lane 3, Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club, lane 4, Brad Schmid of Town and Country, lane 5, Jeremiah Johnson of Atlantis, and lane 6, Jody Carpenter of Splash, Nate Pajak. Owensboro Country Club 103.36 yesterday, about 4 seconds faster than anyone else.
Yeah.
We'll keep our eye on Nate Pajak in lane 3. Boy, he's out quickly.
11-12-103. Please report to the clerk of court.
100 yards, 4 laps of this 25-yard pool at the Splash Swim Club. And out in front is Nate Pajak, Gilmore Chung in lane, or no, that's Brad Schmid in lane 4 running second. And everybody else pretty far behind.
Yeah, Gilmore and Jeremiah Johnson.
So out in front, Nate Pajak. Running second is Brad Schmid, but it looks like Nate Pajak, he's just got a, he can breeze in now. He can just breeze down these final 25 yards, and he's going to come up with his first win in the 100-yard butterfly in the Owensboro City Swim Meet. And there he is, Nate Pajak, a newcomer to the competition in the City Swim Meet. Very impressive victory in the 100-yard butterfly. Butterfly wear you out more than any of the strokes?
Well,
or does it freestyle? Or
probably you'd say butterfly would, but if you're a butterfly and you train a lot of butterfly, you know, it's really not as hard as it looks sometimes.
It isn't as hard? I just think that would really wear me out.
Well, for the younger kids especially, to get the strength, but once you get a good stroke down, you know, and you train a lot.
Okay, we're moving on very, very quickly. Event number 55, the 50-yard free for girls 7- and 8-year-olds. We'll have that competition for you after this timeout.
Dynaclean is your authorized BioGuard pool and spa chemical dealer in Owensboro. Dynaclean staff is ready to help you with pool chemicals, repairs, water analysis, and supplies. You don't need a degree in chemistry to learn the basics of pool care. Just bring a water sample to Dynaclean for a free computerized water analysis. You'll get a custom, no-hassle treatment plan that will make operating your pool quick and easy. Relax, work less, spend less, and enjoy your pool more with BioGuard's 3-step program. See Larry Sansom at Dynaclean, 1604 Triplet for all your swimming pool needs.
If you're traveling on South Frederica, check out the new kid on the block, Bowen Tire. The location is new, but the name has been around for 40 years. This new location is just another example of Bowen Tire's commitment to serving the tri-state area. Our intention is to serve you as quickly, conveniently, and professionally as possible. So if your car's broken, bring it by 2600 Frederica, and we'll put it back together for you. Bowen Tire, a different kind of tire store.
With event 55, 50-yard free for girls 7- and 8-year-olds. In lane 1 is Jacqueline Berry of Darneck. Lane 2, Tracy Keller of Splash. Lane 3, Christine Coy of Paddock. Lane 4, Mary Jones of Splash. Lane 5, Neely Thomas of Paddock. And lane 6, Amber Smith of Splash. Christine Coy, 40.21. But boy, a couple of the others are right there with her.
Yes, but you'll notice Christine Coy got a really good start on the rest of the field. She's pulling ahead right now. And
closest competition from Tracy Keller in lane 2, and Tracy's coming back very, very strong as we near the finish. Christine Coy and Tracy Keller.
Wow.
Christine. I think Christine may have held on, but
barely
just
touched her out.
just barely edged Mary Jones. A strong finish by young Mary Jones of Splash in the girls 50-yard freestyle, 7- and 8-year-old girls. Boys 7- and 8-year-old 50 free coming up. Doug Sorg of Paddock holds the meet record in this event. The field includes in lane 1, David Doggett of Dornick. Lane 2, Daniel Yeager of Splash. Lane 3, Kyle Roby of Splash. Lane 4, Matt Abel of Dornick. Lane 5, Zach Sparks of Splash. Lane 6, Logan Johnson of Paddock. The best time in qualifying, Kyle Roby of Splash, 38.76. Closest to him was Matt Abel, who you'll see in lane 4 from Dornick, 41.45. So Kyle Roby of Splash will be the fellow to beat in the 50-yard freestyle for boys 7 and 8 years old.
Well, let's see, you see the first by 3 seconds. That's a very large margin, especially in a 50.
Of course, when you're 7 or 8 years old, I said that 50 yards, that looks like a long distance ahead of you. You could zip through that without even batting your eye, I'm sure. But for these youngsters, that's a long way to go.
This is their long free.
So here we go, the 50 freestyle for boys 7 and 8 years old. Kyle Roby in lane 3, out in front early. He's got to make the turn and come home for the final 25 yards as he tries to ring up a victory in the Owensboro City Swim Meet. Kyle Roby of Splash in lane 3. In lane 4, that's Matt Abel. His closest competitor, Roby and Abel. And it looks like it's going to be Kyle Roby. And that's the way they were seated. That's the way they finished yesterday in the qualifications. And that's the way they finish in the finals. Kyle Roby, the apparent winner of the boys 50-yard freestyle for boys 7 and 8 years of age. In event number 57, it'll be the girls 9 and 10-year-old freestyle. In lane 1 is Laura Jones of Splash. Lane 2, Kelly Kern of Dornick. Lane 3, Tammy Price of Splash. Lane 4, Jessica Poole of Paddock. Lane 5, Natalie Lindau of Dornick. And lane 6, Emily Taylor of Atlantis. The quick time in the qualifications, Tammy Price, who's in lane 3, 1:17.89, about 2 seconds quicker. And here they go, but boy, they're right there together.
In 6th place, Kimberly Chung, Splash. 5th, Julie Wood, Town and Country.
Chrissy Geyer of Dornick holds the record for this event, set in 1986, 105.70.
It's a very impressive record, as you'll see. Tammy Price, she's at a 1:17 yesterday, and record's a 1:05.
I was going to say
12 seconds.
Very, that's a real record to beat. This is 100 yards. We're reaching the halfway point, and boy, Tammy Price is very smooth sailing through the water in the freestyle. There she goes. Running second is Jessica Poole of Paddock. But it looks like Tammy Price just has to hang on. Unless she makes a wrong turn somewhere. Ends up in the diving pool or something.
That could be a problem.
She's going to come home winner. Tammy Price of Splash in the girls 100-yard freestyle. These are 9 and 10-year-old girls. And there she is, Tammy Price.
Let's see, in lane 4, Jessica Poole caught up a little ground. I don't think enough.
No, Jessica's going to finish second. And Tammy drifting a bit here at the finish, but she's breezing into victory. A win, an apparent win for Tammy Price of Splash in the girls 100-yard freestyle, 9 and 10-year-old girls. Next up, the boys 9 and 10-year-old freestyle, 100-yard freestyle. Ryan Masenik of Dornick holds the meet record in this event. Tonight's field includes in lane 1, Bobby Zerner of Atlantis. Lane 2, Nathan Weiniger of Paddock. Lane 3, Sam Younger of Town and Country. Lane 4, Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis. Lane 5, Joe Younger of Town and Country. And lane 6, Rick Raymond of Town and Country. Sam Younger of Town and Country had the best time, 1:17.12. But look at that, Ryan Montgomery had 1:17.94. Nate Weiniger, 1:18.47. This could be close.
This is really anybody's race.
And out here in lane 1 with a good start was Bobby Zerner.
First call, high school, girls and boys, 103. First call, high school, 103.
On the turn, a good turn there, as we can see in lane 4. That looks like Ryan Montgomery. Ryan Montgomery with a slight lead, but in lane 2 is Nathan Weiniger. And here they come. Weiniger moves out into the lead. Nathan Weiniger makes the turn, and he grabs the lead at the halfway mark. Yeah, that's Nathan Weiniger.
Yeah, he's really extending his lead now.
And it's Younger and Montgomery in lanes 3 and 4, respectively. But Nathan Weininger of Paddock, with a real good turn and an early jump, will hold the lead as he tries to hang on for the final 25 yards and pick up victory here in the City Swim Meet, and it looks like he's going to do it. Nathan Weininger in lane 2, and here he comes. Moving up to second in lane 4 is Ryan Montgomery. Running third is Sam Younger, and there he is, Nathan Weininger. Nathan Weininger, the apparent winner of the boys 100-yard freestyle, 9 and 10-year-old boys. That was a good race, a good win by Nathan Weininger. Event number 59, the 100-yard freestyle, 11 and 12-year-old girls. Who's this? Jamie Mueller holds the meet record. Do you ever count up how many records you've got in this? No, come on. Yes, you do. I saw you looking through there and counting. No, I can't count that high. Girls, 11 and 12-year-old 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1 is Katie Malone, a splash. Lane 2, Rocky Hatton, a splash. Lane 3, Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis. Lane 5, Lindsey Green of Paddock. And lane 6, Jane Hess of Owensboro Country Club. You're going to have to talk, young lady. The old man's getting tired here.
It's a very competitive age group, as you'll see. They're right together. Brooke Berry and Andrea Ambrose.
Boy, they are together. That's in lane. Oh, look here in lane 2. Rocky Hatton's right there.
And Katie Malone in lane 1.
Wow, this is a halfway point, and you predicted this one correctly. Look at that. Any one of those 5 really could win this thing.
Gosh.
In lane 3, it looks like Brooke may have a slight lead in the ever-important turn coming up for the final 25 yards. 100-yard freestyle. These are 11 and 12-year-old girls. And it's Brooke Berry in lane 3, but out there in lane 4 is Andrea Ambrose. Ambrose now has the lead. Berry trying to come back. Ambrose and Berry, and I believe it's going to be Andrea Ambrose, the apparent winner, just by a nose over Brooke Berry in the girls 11 and 12-year-old 100-yard freestyle. Boys 11 and 12-year-old 100-yard freestyle coming up. That's event number 60. In lane 1 will be Kevin Kern. In lane 2, Nathan Weininger. In lane 3, Trent Thomas. Kern is from Darnick. Weininger from Paddock. Trent Thomas in lane 3 from Paddock. In lane 4, Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 5, Joseph Boswell of Darnick. And in lane 6, Eric Sears of Darnick. Trent Thomas had the quick time in the trials, 105.43, about 6 seconds faster than Adam Augustine. So we'll watch Trent Thomas in lane 3. What's the most events you can compete in the meet? Is there a limit or anything?
No, there's not a limit here in city championships. You can swim as many as you want. You can swim on as many relays as you'd like also. But you have to remember the fatigue factor. You couldn't swim a 8-year-old on the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know, you'd start to wear him out after a little while.
Doesn't look like Trent Thomas is too tired. He's opening up a big lead. Running second is Adam Augustine, but Trent Thomas, as he heads to the final 25 yards, will be heading home to victory in the boys 11 and 12-year-old 100-yard freestyle. Here he comes, Trent Thomas of Paddock, the apparent winner. Big margin, a big win for Trent
really
Thomas.
Good.
Trent Thomas, the winner. Finishing second will be Adam Augustine as we complete the 100-yard freestyle for boys 11 and 12-year-olds. Next up, event number 61, the 100-yard freestyle for girls 13 to 14-year-olds. Kim Walters of Darnick holds the record, 59.18, set in 1984 for this event. The field tonight includes in lane 1, Sarah Locks of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 2, Katie Hargan of Splash. Lane 3, Mandy Keller of Darnick. Lane 4, Carly Cundiff of Atlantis. Lane 5, Sarah Jones of Splash. And lane 6, Ashley Reynolds of Owensboro Country Club. Mandy Keller of Darnick had the quick time, 105.64. Carly Cundiff was 105.73. So watch for them, and there they go. They're at it already in lanes 3 and 4. And lane 4 is Carly Cundiff, and she may have a slight lead at the turn. This will be 4 laps. They're approaching the halfway mark. In lane 4, Carly Cundiff. In lane 3, Mandy Keller.
One thing important to note, like on the last race, I think Darnick had 3 swimmers in that, and they placed pretty well. It's not necessarily whoever wins, but who comes in those last couple of places, too, are important.
Boy, they're right there together. It looks like Mandy Keller may have just moved out to a slight lead as we near the final turn, heading for home. It'll be Mandy Keller and Carly Cundiff battling it out in the girls 100-yard freestyle. 13 and 14-year-old girls. And boy, they're right there together.
That's close.
On the near side, this is Mandy Keller. Keller trying to hold on. Carly Cundiff trying to pull it out. And here we go. Mandy Keller, Cundiff, Keller. And it's going to be Keller, the winner, the apparent winner of the girls 13 to 14-year-old 100-yard freestyle. Next up, the boys 100-yard freestyle. 13 and 14-year-old boys. In lane 1 will be Ryan Goltry of Town and Country. In lane 2, Chad Masenic of Darnick. In lane 3, Kevin Hatton of Splash. Lane 4, Robbie Lyons of Town and Country. Lane 5, Clay Purdom of Atlantis. In lane 6, Jason Thomas of Atlantis. Kevin Hatton of Splash had the fast time yesterday, 58.49. But right behind, Robbie Lyons at 59.27 and Chad Masenic at 59.84. So Kevin Hatton will be flanked by a couple of tight competitors here in the boys 100-yard freestyle, 11 and 12-year-olds. Out quickly in lane 1 there was Ryan Goltry, and let's keep an eye on him as they approach the first turn of the 100-yard freestyle, boys 13 and 14-year-olds. Out there in lane 4 is Robbie Lyons, running very, very strong in lane 4. Or make that lane 5. That's Clay Purdom. Clay Purdom is out in front as we hit the halfway mark. And he opens up the lead on the turn. He leads Kevin Hatton. So it's Clay Purdom out there in lane 5, and coming up strongly is Kevin Hatton in lane 3. How do you see it at the turn?
Well, they're right together. I think Clay had a little bit of advantage into the turn.
So Clay Purdom in lane 5, he opens up some breathing room now, and it looks like it's going to be Clay Purdom finishing first and Kevin Hatton second. Ooh, boy, Kevin was coming along strong at the end, but Clay Purdom held on to win, apparently, in the 100-yard freestyle for boys 13 and 14 years of age. And now we move on to the 100 freestyle for high school girls. That Mueller gal holds the record in this event, set last year, 55.93. The field this year includes number 1 in lane 1, Tanya Miller from Darnick. Lane 2, Dee Dee Embry of Town and Country. Lane 3, Jen Hargan of Splash. Lane 4, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. Lane 5, Missy Wink of Atlantis. And lane 6, Kate Hess of Atlantis. Quick time, 1 minute, 0.26 seconds, Jen Hargan of Splash in lane 3. Boy, they're right there together. They complete the first 25 yards. And we've seen it so much tonight on that all-important turn. Boy, that can just bring you, that can shoot you out to a big lead, and it certainly helped here in lane 3 for Jen Hargan as she's opened up a lead. They were all there together at the end of the first 25 yards, and now in this turn, it helps again as she opens up a lead. Running second in lane 4 is Lisa Kelly. Missy Wink is next in lane 5. But Jen Hargan, with a strong effort here in the 100 freestyle for high school girls, Jen Hargan makes the turn, coming up quickly, and she'll be romping home victor. Jen Hargan of Splash, the winner. Now she's getting some real competition there from Lisa Kelly. Lisa Kelly coming up strong. Look out. And it is. We may have spoke too soon, but I believe Jen Hargan held on and won it for high school girls, 100-yard freestyle, 15 to 18 years of age.
A little shade.
We got some standings? What does it look like?
Let's see. In 6th place, it's Town and Country with 187. 5th, Darnick, 199. 4th, Owensboro Country Club with 203. Paddocks in 3rd, 234. Atlantis with 290 is in 2nd, and Splash has pretty much opened up its lead to 400 points.
That's after 60 events. Right now we're moving into event number 64, 100 free for boys, high school boys 15 to 18. It's Jeremiah Johnson in lane 1 for Atlantis. Lane 2, Gilmore Chung of Splash. Lane 3, Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Brad Schmid of Town and Country. Lane 5, Mike Stovall of Darnick. And lane 6, John Carrico of Splash, 55.96. The quick time for Nate Pajak, and Nate's out in front, but right there, Brad Schmid. It seems like I've seen this race before.
Looking a little familiar.
Pajak and Schmid battle it out as they hit the halfway mark, and there's Pajak opening up a slight lead as he makes ready for the final turn and the final 25 yards of the high school boys 100-yard freestyle. And here comes Nate Pajak as he tries to hold on for victory. Brad Schmid running second, and that's the way they're going to finish as they come down the stretch. And it looks like Nate Pajak, Owensboro Country Club, the apparent winner of the boys, the high school boys 100-yard freestyle. You're watching the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet, coming your way from the Splash Swim Club on Cable Channel 2. I'm Jerry Burge along with Jamie Mueller, and we'll be back with more after this timeout.
In just 6 days, your backyard could look like this. Home Pool doesn't just put in the pool. They make it look right in your yard with complete landscaping consultation. They're not a part-time company. Home Pools work year-round on decks, patios, and, of course, pools. And with 19 years of experience, you'll be quite satisfied with the job done for years after the one-year guarantee. Estimates are free. It's the first step toward fulfilling your backyard dreams and filling your own pool with water. Call or visit Jim Pfister, the pool man, at Home Pool, 1200 Burlew Boulevard.
I am individual medley. These are 7- and 8-year-old girls. Kate Carruthers of Owensboro Country Club in lane 1. Christine Coy of Paddock in lane 2. Mary Jones of Splash in lane 3. Tracy Keller of Splash in 4. Jacqueline Berry of Dornick in 5. And Amber Smith of Splash in 6. Mary Jones, the best time in the qualifications, 140.75. She's out in front, but not by much. In lane 2 is Christine Coy of Paddock, who may be taking the lead as they near the halfway mark. And out in lane 2, or Christine Coy's in lane 2 on the near side. Tracy Keller out in lane 4.
We should see the lead change several times in this race as the swimmers hit their best strokes.
Individual medley, of course, each individual swims all 4 strokes, right?
Butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and then freestyle on the last lap.
And now they're in lanes 2 and 3, Christine Coy and Mary Jones. Christine on the near side here. In lane 2, looking over there was Mary Jones in lane 3 as they make their final turn.
Right
this will
together.
be the freestyle, and they are right together. They look at each other in the eye, and they say, I'm going to get you, sucker. And
here they come. Finish line.
Here they come down the stretch. It's Christine Coy in lane 2 from Paddock, Mary Jones in lane 3, and boy, these gals are swimming their hearts out.
Looks like Christine
Coy just with a little more final kick in the freestyle, and it looks like she's going to win a very inspired victory by Christine Coy here at event number 65, the little girls 100-yard IM. Boy, that's a lot from a 7- and 8-year-old.
Little girl Tracy Keller in lane 4 lost her goggles, so on a long race like that, that's probably hard for her.
In lane, or in event number 66 in lane 1 for the boys, 100-yard individual medley, 7- and 8-year-old boys. Tim Brandon of Paddock in lane 1. Jake Sparks in lane 2 from Splash. Kyle Roby of Splash in lane 3. Zach Sparks of Splash in lane 4. Matt Abel of Dornick in lane 5. And Ricky Ebelair of Town and Country in lane 6. Kyle Roby had the quick time, 143.72, about 7 seconds faster than anyone in yesterday's qualifications. I've got to mention this, Chad Embry. We all know Chad Embry from the football fields. Chad Embry holds the record for this event set back in 1979, 131.83. Kyle Roby in lane 3 opens up a lead at the start. He is the favorite.
Yes, and as you'll see, he won, I think, every event today, so doesn't really have a weak stroke, so to speak.
And that certainly helps in the IM. Very much. So Kyle Roby into the backstroke now. And you can't, it's hard to pick out his best stroke then, is it?
Yeah, it seems to me. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him, but it seems like he's pretty strong in everything. That's how most, people that IMs are their best strokes.
The others in the field pretty much bunched together. There'll be a battle for second place, but Kyle Roby is leading the way as we are in the third leg in the breaststroke now. Kyle Roby of Splash. This is the 7- and 8-year-old 100-yard IM. Event number 66, 20 events to go, and we'll be crowning a champion. Splash Swim Club trying to pick up its first ever City Swim Meet Championship. Dornick is the defending champion. And, of course, we have some relays ahead yet.
Those are very important, as we said earlier.
Here they go. And, boy, an impressive win. Very, very impressive win by Kyle Roby, a splash, going to be the easy winner in the 100 IM for boys 7 and 8 years old. There he is, a good shot of Kyle Roby.
Jake Sparks is going to come in second.
In lane 2, Jake Sparks. You'll see him coming into the picture right there. Finishes second. And we move on to the 100 IM for girls 9 and 10 years old. Chrissy Geyer of Darnick holds the record in this event. 113.49, set in 86. The field tonight includes in lane 1, Whitney Miller of Town and Country, Kelly Kern of Darnick in lane 2. In lane 3, Tammy Price of Splash. Lane 4, Jessica Poole of Paddock. Lane 5, Emmy Ebelhair of Town and Country. Lane 6, Kelly Schmiel of Town and Country. Tammy Price had the fast time yesterday in qualifications, 126.9, about 7 seconds faster than her nearest challenger, Jessica Poole, and also about 7 seconds ahead of Kelly Kern, who's in lane 2. They're in the butterfly, and this is Tammy Price. These are 9 and 10-year-old girls, 100 IM. What are they shouting to them down there on the turn?
Well, probably important things to remember on their strokes, things they've worked on in practice, you know, to kick, to...
Do you ever forget what stroke you're supposed to go to?
So a lot of problems in the younger kids, sometimes they do that. They'll forget.
Is that disqualification
yes.
if they get it out
or
of
even, I remember a couple years ago at the Senior National Championships, I mean, that's top level.
That happened.
Yeah, I've forgotten who it was. I think it may have been Dave Wharton. But he did the wrong stroke in preliminaries. And, of course, I mean, he was seated first in the event. So he didn't get to swim it again. It was just kind of a lapse in concentration.
So
but
you can't say, whoops, I forgot.
Whoops, did the wrong stroke. Got on me.
And Tammy Price, certainly with the right strokes and very impressive strokes as she goes into the freestyle for the final 25 yards. Tammy Price, a splash, is going to splash to another impressive win, just like Kyle Roby, her teammate for the boys. He romped the victory in the 7 and 8-year-old freestyle, and now here comes Tammy Price, the big winner, impressive winner in the 9 and 10-year-old 100 IM, in a real battle for second place. And out there in lane 3, I think, it's no, that was Tammy Price in lane. That was in lane 2. 4. Or was that 4? I'm
4,
sorry.
I think got second.
Jessica Poole in lane 4 from Paddock got second. That was the battle. Next event number 68, the 100 IM for boys 9 and 10-year-old. Brian Keller. Boy, between you and Brian, Jamie, I've got to take time and add up all those wins. In lane 1 is Chris Harney of Atlantis. Lane 2, Nathan Weiniger of Paddock. Lane 3, Brian Montgomery of Atlantis. Lane 4, Joe Younger of Town and Country. Sam Younger in lane 5 from Town and Country. Bobby Zerner of Atlantis in lane 6. Brian Montgomery of Atlantis, best time 127.3, but look at that. Joe Younger had a 127.57.
Close.
And now they move into the backstroke, and where are they? They're right there.
See, it looks like.
Lane 2, Nathan Weiniger is right out in front. Nathan Weiniger in lane 2 has the lead. In lane 3 is Ryan Montgomery in second place, and in third place in lane 4 is Joe Younger. Here they go now into the breaststroke. And in lane 2, Nathan Weiniger trying to outlast Ryan Montgomery. Montgomery's time and Younger's time, or no, that's Nathan Weiniger. Nathan Weiniger in lane 2 out in front. Well, we're going to have a battle for this final.
Everything you got on the last lap.
So here we come. The final 25 yards are in the freestyle. Watch Nathan Weiniger in lane 2. Out in lane 3, Ryan Montgomery with a strong turn has taken a slight lead. Weiniger trying to come back. It's Weiniger and Montgomery. Weiniger comes back after losing the lead on the turn, and I think Nathan Weiniger held on to win it. Wow.
What a close race.
Beautiful effort by Nathan Weiniger of Paddock. A big win for Nathan. Event number 69 is a 100 IM for girls 11 and 12 years old. In lane 1 is Lindsay Green of Paddock. Lane 2, Katie Malone of Splash. Lane 3, Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Jane Hess of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 5, Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis. Lane 6, Rocky Hatton of Splash. Brooke Berry had a 1:13.05, about 3 seconds faster than anyone else. In the qualifications yesterday, she will be in lane 3. Brooke Berry, the gal to beat. Teammate Jane Hess had a 1:16.27 yesterday. 105.39. Tanya Ledane of Town and Country had the record. Oh, that's a good time. Wow.
See, 8 seconds.
So now Brooke Berry is in lane 3. She'll be the one to beat. And they're in the water, ready to go. This is the 11 and 12-year-old girls, 100 IM. They're in the butterfly to start things off.
Let's see, it looks like Brooke Berry has a slight lead over Katie Malone. Katie's a very strong backstroker, so is Brooke. Let's see. They turned right together.
Brooke Berry, real competition there from Katie Malone. Katie Malone and Brooke Berry, and Brooke is out in front. She had about a 3-second lead in the qualifications yesterday, and that's kind of what it looks like right now as they make the turn going into the final 25 yards. This is the freestyle of the IM.
Looks like Katie Malone's in second, and Brooks opened up her lead to about a body length and a half.
Strong effort by Brooke Berry. Katie Malone will finish second. There you see Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club, the apparent winner of the 11 and 12-year-old girls 100 IM. The 11 and 12-year-old boys 100 IM. In lane 1 will be Kevin Kern of Darnick. Lane 2, Joseph Boswell of Darnick. Lane 3, Trent Thomas of Paddock. Lane 4, Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. Nathan Weiniger of Paddock in lane 5, and John Hicks of Splash in lane 6. Trent Thomas had a 1:15.36 in the qualifications, about 2 seconds faster than Boswell and Augustine. And here they go. 11 and 12-year-old boys, 100 yards IM. Trent Thomas in lane 3. And some real competition there from lane 2 from Joseph Boswell. And in lane 4 from Adam Augustine. Hard to distinguish as they make the turn, as they come up in the backstroke.
Look right together.
Wow. That's lanes 3 and 4. Adam Augustine on the far outside. Trent Thomas in lane 3. It's Thomas with a slight lead over Adam.
Yeah.
Thomas will make the turn now, and they'll go into the breaststroke. And boy, they're going to be close.
Thomas had a good turn. Seemed to have pulled out a little bit slightly.
Trent Thomas, thanks to that good turn, opens up the lead on Adam Augustine as they'll make the turn for the final 25 yards with the freestyle. These are boys, 11 and 12-year-old boys, the 100 IM. Coming down is Trent Thomas of Paddock. Trent Thomas of Paddock in lane 3. Out in lane 4, Adam Augustine, and it's going to be Thomas and Augustine finish in that order at the conclusion of the 100 IM for boys 11 and 12 years old. Girls 100 IM, 13 and 14-year-old girls. It's Katie Hargan in lane 1 from Splash. In lane 2, Nicole Vessels of Darnick. Lane 3, Mandy Keller of Darnick. In lane 4, Carly Cundiff of Atlantis. In lane 5, Elizabeth Stanley of Owensboro Country Club. In lane 6, Lee Bowen of Owensboro Country Club. Mandy Keller of Darnick had the quick time, 1:16. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them had 1:16. 5 of them had 1:16 and
Talking
change.
about the competitive age groups, each of them has their stroke.
So this will be interesting. I'm not going to make any predictions at all
Me
until
neither.
this
Let's
thing's
wait a
over.
little longer and see how
They're
it
in the
goes.
butterfly. All I'll say, whoever has the best butterfly stroke is going to have the lead here at the turn. And then we turn to the backstroke, and we'll see how it stands. Mandy Keller had the quick time, but it was just
like
22 hundredths of a second faster than Carly Cundiff. And it is Carly Cundiff out on top. Carly Cundiff, but right there with her is Mandy Keller. And right there, Nicole Vessels and Elizabeth Stanley as they make the
And
turn.
Katie Hargan in lane 1.
Boy, they're
Gosh,
all...
the whole field's together.
And let's see, how can we figure this? It looks like lane 3, it's Mandy, just a slight lead over Carly Cundiff. Now Cundiff takes the lead.
Yeah.
Cundiff
That's
moves
what these
out in
IMs
front.
will do. Lead changes.
Back and forth with the lead changes, and now they go to the final 25 yards in the freestyle. This is where you got to reach down deep. And looky there, in lane 4, Carly Cundiff,
like
a good turn too. Good turn by Carly. And it looks like Carly Cundiff is going to decide this one with a strong finish in the freestyle. Coming up quickly is Mandy Keller. And also out here in lane 1, Katie Hargan, but it's going to be Harley Cundiff, the apparent winner of the girls IM, 100-yard IM, 13 and 14-year-old girls. Boys 13 and 14-year-old, 100-yard IM. The field includes in lane 1, Greg Price of Splash. Lane 2, Robbie Lyons of Town and Country. Lane 3, Chad Masenic of Darnick. Lane 4, Kevin Hatton of Splash. Lane 5, Matt Shrewsbury of Atlantis. And lane 6, Ryan Goltry of Town and Country. Chad Masenic with a quick time, 107.35, about 1 second quicker than Kevin Hatton, who will be starting in lane 4. Brian Keller holds the record for this event. They're in the water. They're off and going with the butterfly. Chad Masenic in lane 3. Out here in lane 1 and 2, it looks like Greg Price and Robbie Lyons had pretty good starts. They'll make the turn, and we'll set them up as they move into the backstroke. Who's that out in lane 5? That's Matt Shrewsbury with a strong effort.
Gosh, they're right together.
Oh, it's going to be hard to call
Like
as they go
Kevin
by.
Hatton has a slight lead over Chad Masenic.
Kevin Hatton, but right there with him are Robbie Lyons and Chad Masenic and Matt Shrewsbury. Kevin Hatton, now it looks like lane 4, it is Kevin Hatton, but right with him are Shrewsbury, Masenic, and Lyons. They're all there together.
Yeah. Hatton and Masenic are both really strong breaststrokers, so.
Okay, we'll watch them and as they come up in the turn, and here they come in the freestyle. Who's got it left? In lane 4, it looks like Kevin Hatton. Hatton's out there. Chad Masenic trying to come back. It's Hatton and Masenic. Hatton and Masenic.
Masenic's making a run.
And Hatton is going to hold on for an apparent victory. Kevin Hatton of Splash, and the home folks here at the Splash Pool let out a round of applause as Kevin Hatton, the apparent winner of the boys 100-yard IM 13 and 14-year-old boys. Into the high school ranks now for the IM. We have the 200-yard IM high school girls, 15 to 18 years of age. In lane 1 is Missy Wink of Atlantis. Lane 2, Tanya Miller of Darnick. Lane 3, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. Lane 4, Jen Hargan of Splash. Lane 5, Kate Hess of Atlantis. And lane 6, Kimberly Chung of Splash. It's Lisa Kelly of Atlantis with the best time yesterday, 2:34.49, but it's only about 1 second quicker than her closest competitor.
Yeah. It should be an interesting race. Jennifer probably will take the lead. But
Jennifer Hargan, okay, and she's in lane 4. And boy, you're a good predictor on that. I'm going to take you to the racetrack when we can bet some horses over at Ellis Park.
But then Lisa probably will catch up a little bit, especially on the breaststroke.
They've reached the halfway point. Now they go into the, no, that's the first leg. This is 200, that's right. This is 200 yards. So we're 1/4 of the way through. And right there together are Lisa Kelly in lane 3 and Jen Hargan in lane 4. They're in the backstroke. It's 2 laps of each stroke.
Yes.
Okay. 200 yards. This is a 200 IM. High school girls, 15 to 18. Lisa Kelly's in lane 3, Jen Hargan in lane 4, and that's the way they're shaping up. They're about neck and neck as now they approach the halfway mark. And moving out with a good effort in the backstroke is Lisa Kelly in lane 3. Lisa Kelly takes it, makes the turn, goes into the breaststroke, right?
Yes. And this is Lisa's strong stroke. And Jen's weakest, so she might get a...
And she is opening up a lead on Jen Hargan. It was Jen Hargan and Lisa Kelly all the way until suddenly it's a big lead now for Lisa Kelly. Of course, we have the freestyle as they go 50 yards in each stroke. Making the turn is Lisa Kelly. Lisa Kelly of Atlantis is out in front and still in second, but much farther back. And lane 4 is Jen Hargan.
But Jen should turn in a strong freestyle leg because that's one of her best strokes. So
I think I remember you coming from behind, pretty far behind last year, I believe it was, with some strong finishes. But now she's in the freestyle, and the second place finishes have not yet. In fact, Jen has fallen back into 3rd or 4th place. Out here in lane 2 is Tanya Miller, was the first to make the turn, and lane 1 is Missy Wink. And it looks like Lisa Kelly, who's already made the turn. She's in the final 25 yards, and she's all alone. You can see some of the other swimmers going by. There's a good wide shot, and we zoom in on Lisa Kelly, the apparent winner of the girls 200 IM high school girls 15 to 18 years of age. Tanya Miller. What do we say here? Go ahead.
Tanya Miller.
Tanya. Oh, not Tanya. Okay, Tanya. I correct myself. Okay. We need some help on that sometimes. Lisa Kelly needed no help as she romped home winner in the 200 IM 15 to 18-year-old high school girls competition. This is the boys high school 200 IM 15 18-year-olds. In lane 1 will be Mike Stovall of Darnick. Lane 2, Brad Schmid of Town and Country. Lane 3, Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club. Lane 4, Gilmore Chung of Splash. Lane 5, Jeremiah Johnson of Atlantis. And lane 6, John Carrico of Splash. Nate Pajak with a time of 2:21.36. That's about 5 seconds faster than Chad Gilmore and about 16 seconds faster than Brad Schmid.
Gosh.
So if everything goes true to form from what we saw in the qualifications yesterday, certainly Nat Pajak is the guy to beat. Here we go. Pajak in lane 3. This is the 200 IM for high school boys 15 to 18 years of age. Pajak of Owensboro Country Club out in front, and right there in lane 2 is Brad Schmid of Town and Country as he challenges at the end of the first 50 yards of this 200-yard IM. Now they break into the backstroke. And it is Nate Pajak out in front, Brad Schmid running second, and over in lane 4, Gilmore Chung moves up a little bit. Do you prefer any time of the day, the heat of the early afternoon or the cool of the evening for competing? Does it make
I'd
any
rather
difference?
indoors. It's probably the best.
Indoors.
That's why you're not out in the heat. But probably I'd rather compete at night.
So late right now,
yeah, that way the sun's,
it's getting a little more comfortable for the competitors out there.
Or either, just not in the heat of the day. It's very hard to compete in that.
Even though you're in the water, you can still feel the heat out.
Yeah, especially in between events. It really wears swimmers out.
Nate Pajak hasn't been worn out today at all. It seems like we've seen him in about every single event.
Yeah.
And he's headed to an apparent victory in the high school boys 200 IM 15 to 18-year-olds. Nate Pajak, Owensboro Country Club, coming home winner as he makes the turn and will come down the final 25 yards. Let's follow him home. Nate Pajak, Owensboro Country Club, as he has just about 10, 12 more yards as he comes in for the touch at the completion of the 200 IM high school boys. The winner, Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club. Now we're going to move into a lot of relays.
Yeah,
the all-important relays. We gave you some of those standings as we watched the other swimmers complete the competition, and we're going to be getting into the all-important relays. We see these people standing on the sides in the white shorts and T-shirts, observing what is their capacity. What job do they have here?
They're to make sure that all the strokes are done correctly, and there aren't any incorrect strokes. And if there are incorrect strokes, their job is to disqualify the person. And
these are the judges, in other words.
Yes,
they are the official, like the referee or whatever.
Exactly.
Do you recognize any of them out here?
Yeah, a lot of them are parents. There's this is Dean Jones over there. He has 5 daughters that swim for Splash. And I think Linda Ford's officiating over there.
On the far side.
Let's see. And
it takes a lot of volunteers and a lot of people to make a meet like this possible,
it does.
I'm sure. And the folks at Splash have been very, very cooperative since we started on this. John Woolley is the announcer we hear in the background, and he was very kind to supply us with a lot of information last night. The folks at Splash, though, have really put together quite a meet as we head into the event number 75, and I can't believe that it's flown by so quick.
Yeah, it's almost over.
You know, they've really done an excellent job running this meet off, and now we're going to get into the relays, and this is going to be the freestyle relay. This is the 7- and 8-year-old 100-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1 will be Town and Country, lane 2 Paddock, lane 3 Splash, lane 4 Owensboro Country Club, lane 5 Darnick, lane 6 Atlantis. The best time reported this summer, 1:18.84 by Splash in lane 3. They'll be the team to beat. The meet record, 1:12.84, set by the Darnick youngsters back in 1984. These are 7- and 8-year-old 100-yard freestyle relay. We'll have the free relays all the way up through the high school. They're all 100 yards, right?
They're all 100 yards.
These are quick ones, and then we'll get into the 500 free open competition. And boy, that's going to be, anybody can enter that, right?
Yes.
I could go enter it if I
Yeah,
wanted to. You could enter it, couldn't you?
Well.
Okay, here we go. These are the 7- and 8-year-old girls, the 100-yard freestyle relay. They each go 25 yards. And Splash has the best time, but boy, some of the others are just a second or so behind. You put your fastest swimmers early or late? What do you prefer?
Usually you put your second fastest swimmer first to go out and get a lead established, and then you put your stronger swimmer last. And bring it home.
And right now, Splash, evidently with a good combination, has taken over the lead at the halfway point, and lane 2 is Paddock. It's Splash and Paddock. They're 1-2. As we head toward the final 25 yards of the 100-yard freestyle relay for girls 7 and 8 years old, and Splash trying to hold on to victory. And boy, this would be 14 big points for Splash as they try to win their first Owensboro City Swim Meet Championship. And it looks like Splash and Paddock will finish 1-2 in the 100 freestyle relay for girls 7 and 8 years old.
And that was the relay of Amber Smith, Jenny Myers, Mary Jones, and Tracy Keller.
Congratulations to those young ladies. And now the young men coming in, 7 and 8-year-old boys. 100-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1 will be Owensboro Country Club, and lane 2 Darnick, and lane 3 Splash, and lane 4 Paddock, and lane 5 Atlantis, and in lane 6 Town and Country. The best time reported, 1:16.01 by Splash. Splash will be competing in lane 3. 1:21.86 for Paddock in lane 4. 1:26.34 for Darnick in lane 2. So Splash with about a, 5-second advantage over the field in the times that have been reported. This is a 100-yard freestyle, boys 7 and 8 years old. Boy, it has cooled off quite a bit, even though the sun's still coming down on us.
Falling behind the trees back
It's
there.
kind of cooled off considerably here this afternoon. It's been a beautiful day for the swim meet. Some great competition, as you always find, in the Owensboro City Swim Meet. And we're happy to be here at poolside with our WVJS TV Channel 2 cameras. We're watching the 7 and 8-year-old boys in the 100-yard freestyle relay. In lane 2, good start there by Darnick.
Atlantis really got out to a good lead on that.
That's Darnick, isn't it? In lane 2?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Lane 2 and Darnick.
I was looking at the wrong one.
Lane 2 is Darnick out in front, and Splash will try to come back, and lane 3 is their favorite here in the 100 free boys 7 and 8-year-olds as they make the turn. And out there in lane 4 suddenly is Paddock.
Gosh.
Paddock, where did they come
What a body length.
Boy, I said we may have missed him in there. We had it spotted wrong, so Paddock has the lead at the halfway mark. It's Paddock,
Oh, but Splash had a good start and caught up a lot on that.
Right, Paddock, Splash, and Darnick in that order as they head up for the final turn and the final relay, final 25 yards of the 100 freestyle relay. These are 7 and 8-year-old boys. Splash in lane 3 has taken the lead, and boy, what a lead all of a sudden. Strong effort down the 25 yards, the final 25 yards. Splash is going to splash to victory. Just finishing second.
Relay was, let's see.
Will be Paddock. Do you have who is on that team?
Zach Sparks, Matthew Yeager, Jake Sparks, and Kyle Roby.
And the girls' 100-yard freestyle relay, 9 and 10-year-old girls, will be event number 77. And lane 1 will be the Owensboro Country Club. In lane 2, Atlantis. Lane 3, Darnick. Lane 4, Splash. Lane 5, Paddock. Keep our eyes on the Darnick swim team from the 9 and 10-year-old freestyle. These are girls, 9 and 10-year-old girls in the freestyle, 100-yard freestyle competition. Boy, that breeze is picking up. Is wind ever a factor?
A little dark of it. Yeah, sometimes, especially when,
in diving, I guess.
Yeah, gosh, I bet it would be.
But it does affect the water.
Yeah,
it
especially
affects the water
when you can feel swimming into the wind. It's a lot harder. Or actually swimming with the wind would be a lot harder.
I know, that's why you prefer the indoors when you get that perfect level of water.
Exactly.
And that does have effect.
You don't have to worry about the weather.
There is such a thing in swimming as good water to swim in, right?
Exactly.
Good water. Darnick in lane 3, the team to beat here in the 100-yard freestyle for girls 9 and 10 years old. Each of the youngsters going 25 yards in the freestyle. Let's see how they shape up as we near the halfway mark. Wow.
Dark over there. Hope we don't get any storms.
We don't want any rain here. We don't want any interruptions. Boy, this is tight, real tight. In lanes 3 and 4, Darnick in 3, Splash in 4, and out here in 1, Owensboro Country Club.
Emily Carroll.
They're in the water. And Darnick has the lead in 3. Out here in 1 is Owensboro Country Club, and 4 is Splash. And out there in 5, Paddock is right there. So let's see, we're going down to the final 25 yards. This is the 100-yard freestyle relay, 9 and 10-year-old girls. And out in front in lane 4 is Splash. Boy, they made a good exchange there, the final 25 yards, and it's going to be Splash the winner. And the real battle for second, maybe Darnick, but on the far outside, Owensboro Country Club and Town and Country, I'm going to say it was Splash the winner. Splash the winner in the 100-yard freestyle for girls 9 and 10 years old. Boys 9 and 10-year-old 100-yard freestyle will line up with Darnick in lane 1. Town and Country in lane 2, Splash in lane 3, Paddock in lane 4, Atlantis in lane 5, Owensboro Country Club in lane 6. Splash had a 108.48, Paddock a 112.12, and Town and Country a 112.96. This is event number 78, 100-yard freestyle. 9 and 10-year-olds are in the water. And I think that starter's getting them all fast when he sees that big cloud coming up over on the horizon.
Yep.
Town and Country with a good start here. And we'll keep our eye on the turn and see who we got. They're in the water. Here the way they shape up as we near the halfway mark. Out there in here in lane 2, we have Town and Country with a good strong effort. In lane 3 is Splash. And it looks like Splash has grabbed just the slightest of leads at the halfway mark. 50 yards to go in the boys 9 and 10-year-old 100-yard freestyle. It's Splash and Town and Country.
Town and Country's coming on strong, man.
And Paddock's out there in lane 4, and they both have passed him, I believe. It looks like Town and Country and Paddock have gone past Splash, and now they're in the water. It looked very quickly. Paddock was in, and Paddock has the slight lead. It's Town and Country coming up.
Oh, gosh.
And Splash coming up. Look at this finish. Look at this finish.
Oh, gosh.
As they come to the wire, and who's going to be there? I'm going to say Town and Country.
Yeah.
It looks like in lane 2, Town and Country with a narrow win. Oh, what an exciting finish that was. Moving on to the girls 100-yard freestyle relay, 11 and 12-year-old girls. There's the coaches with words of encouragement to the youngsters as they come out of the pool. Now, with no lightning, if there's no lightning involved, how much rain can come down and you keep competing? Have you competed in the rain?
Yes. I'm not really sure what to do. I imagine they'll go ahead and swim through the rain. I don't know about a big downpour.
What about announcers like us that are sitting here in the rain? I guess we have to go through it. We do have an umbrella, so maybe we can bring it down a little bit and cover us up.
But yeah, normally, you know, if the equipment's okay, the computers and stuff, they'll go ahead and swim through the rain.
Of course, lightning will get you out of the pool real quick.
Really quick.
This is event number 79, the 100-yard freestyle relay. Girls 11 and 12 years old. In lane 1, Darnick. Lane 2, Owensboro Country Club. Lane 3, Atlantis. Lane 4, Splash. Lane 5, Paddock. Lane 6, Town and Country. 58.47 for Atlantis. 58.94 for Splash. Looks like a 2-horse race, as they say, around thoroughbred tracks. But right now, it looks like a 6-horse race as they're all right there together. This is event number 79 out of 86 events as we moved right along with the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet coming your way on Cable Channel 2. And look at this as we near the halfway mark of the 100-yard freestyle relay for 11 and 12-year-old girls out there in lane 4. That's Splash with a slight lead, the slightest of leads. Splash on the border quickly, but all right there together are Darnick, Owensboro Country Club, and Atlantis. They're all right there with Splash. So the first 4 lanes bunched together as they go for the final turn, the final 25 yards. These are 11 and 12-year-old girls. 100-yard freestyle in lane 4 is Splash. Out here in lane 2, Owensboro Country Club coming up strongly. Owensboro Country Club and Splash. Owensboro Country Club and Splash. I'm not going to call it.
I'd say Splash, I think.
Okay, boy, that was close. Owensboro Country Club and Splash very, very much together. What a finish on that one.
Rick Berry and from Country Club and
Boy, she did a tremendous job on the final 25 yards. Next up, the boys, 11 and 12-year-old 100-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, a Splash. Lane 2, Owensboro Country Club. Lane 3, Paddock. Lane 4, Darnick. Lane 5, Atlantis. Lane 6, Town and Country. Paddock, the best time, 1 minute, .78. Darnick, 1 minute, .97. 101.9 for Owensboro Country Club. This could be a tight one. So the boys, 11 and 12-year-old 100-yard freestyle. Paddock in lane 3 with the slightest of leads, because there in lane 4 is Darnick. It's Paddock and Darnick battling it out after as they near the halfway mark. In lane 3, Paddock. Lane 4, Darnick. Boy, that's a photo right there at the halfway mark. But a good exchange there. Darnick got into the water quickly, but moving up very fast for Paddock.
Trent Thomas from Paddock.
Boy, he made a strong leg of this race as they move into the final 25 yards. Paddock out in front, thanks to Thomas's effort there, and it looks like it's going to be, suddenly, it's not as close as, near as close as it was through the first 2/3 of the race, or the first half of the race. It's going to be Paddock the winner. Paddock the winner, finishing second is Darnick. And the boys' 100-yard freestyle relay, 11 and 12-year-olds.
Nicholas Waniger, Trent Thomas, Adam Neal, and Nathan Waniger.
And we're moving on to the girls' 100-yard freestyle relay. These are 13 and 14-year-old girls. In lane 1 will be Splash. In lane 2, Darnick. Lane 3, Paddock. Lane 4, Atlantis. Lane 5, Owensboro Country Club. And lane 6, Town and Country. And look at these times. Paddock, 57.07. Atlantis, 57.59. Darnick, 58.02. Owensboro Country Club, 58.61. Splash, 59.24. Anybody's race. Call it, Jamie.
Ooh. She looks like Katie and Hargan in lane 1 from Splash and Country Club. Looks like they had a pretty good start.
In lane 2, a good exchange. That's Darnick in lane 2 out in front now. Darnick grabs the lead as we approach the halfway mark. These are 13 and 14-year-old girls. Darnick out in front. There's the exchange. And Darnick suddenly has moved out to a big lead in lane 3.
I believe that's
Paddock.
Country Club.
I'm sorry?
I believe it's Country Club.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's lane 5. Owensboro Country Club. Thanks for the correction. Owensboro Country Club out in front. And they have opened up an even bigger lead now. Coming up in lane 3 is Paddock. But it's going to be Owensboro Country Club. Owensboro Country Club, and listen to their fans over there. They haven't had a lot of firsts, but they like that one. A strong effort by the Owensboro Country Club's 13 and 14-year-old girls in the 100 freestyle relay. Oh, we're on the last page, young lady. It'll be the 100-yard freestyle relay for boys 13 and 14-year-olds. In lane 1 will be Town and Country. In lane 2, Darnick. Lane 3, Atlantis. Lane 4, Splash. Lane 5, Paddock. Lane 6, Owensboro Country Club. Atlantis with the best time, 51.63. Next is Splash at 53.06, followed by Darnick at 55.55. These are 13 and 14-year-old boys. The 100-yard freestyle relay, event number 82, and they're off and running. I use that as a term, an expression. They're off and swimming. Atlantis in lane 3, out of the gate quickly. They make the first exchange quickly as we approach the halfway mark, but out there in lane 4 is Splash. Splash with a good move on that exchange, and Splash has taken the lead at the halfway mark. So it's Splash out in front, Splash still out in front, but it's close. It's Splash and Atlantis. Splash in lane 4, Atlantis in lane 3, and here we go. Atlantis moves up, and who's into the water first? They're in it simultaneously. They're right there together. Splash and Atlantis, Splash and Atlantis, Splash in front by just the narrowest of margins. Splash and Atlantis. Who's there? Wow. I don't know.
I'd call it Splash, probably.
Okay, we'll hold on there. That was a tight one, a real tight one. Boys, 13 and 14-year-old 100-yard freestyle. Splash, Atlantis battled it right down to the wire, and we're going to have to wait for the official results on that one.
That was Ryan Adams, Gilmore Chung, Greg Price, and Kevin Hatton.
We're ready now with the high school girls. This will be the high school girls, 15, 18-year-old, 100-yard freestyle relay in lane 1, Owensboro Country Club, lane 2, Darnick, lane 3, Splash, lane 4, Atlantis, lane 5, Paddock, lane 6, Town and Country, and the best time, 53.11 by Splash. Closest to them, 56.3 for Atlantis. And you've got to be familiar with these young ladies.
Yeah.
Splash with the best time, 53.1, 56.3 for Atlantis. This is the girls' high school 100-yard freestyle.
Swimmer, get out of the pool immediately.
And we're ready to go.
Girls, take your mark.
And they're in. And it looked like Darnick with a good jump at the start.
Yeah, that was Tanya Miller.
Darnick with a good jump on the first 25 yards of this 100-yard freestyle relay.
Gosh, right in there together.
And that's lane 4. That's Atlantis. Atlantis out in front. Splash in second. And Darnick in third as we hit the halfway mark. And boy, look at that.
That was a good start.
Wow. Splash
Very
and
good start
Atlantis.
by Sarah Jones.
Right there together. Splash with a slight lead, just the slightest of leads.
Gosh, it's going to be a close one.
And it's Atlantis in lane 4, Splash in lane 3. Atlantis with the lead. Here comes Splash. There's
That's
Atlantis.
Missy Wink and Jennifer Hargan.
Look at that battle to the wire. The water splash. I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Can't call that one. Splash and Atlantis right down to the wire. Boy,
We're
that
waiting for
was
the
a thriller.
results on that one.
And they're looking at each other saying, hey, I won. No, I won. So we'll have to wait and see. Boy, that was a dandy. One of the best races of the day, and we've had some good ones. Now we have the boys 100-yard freestyle, 15 to 18-year-olds, and lane 1 will be Paddock. Lane 2, Darnick. Lane 3, Atlantis. Lane 4, Splash. Lane 5, Town and Country. Lane 6, Owensboro Country Club.
Okay, boys, step
Best
up.
time, 51.63 Atlantis. They'll be in lane 3. Closest to them, 53.06 for Splash, 53.25 for Darnick. And here we go. Final relay of the day. In lane 2, good start by Darnick. Out in lane 4, that's Splash. And right in between there in lane 3 is Atlantis. We approach the halfway mark now. Let's see how it looks in front of us as they come by. Wow.
Lane 4, Splash.
And right there with them in lane
Atlantis
2.
cut up a little bit on
and
that.
Darnick and Atlantis both right there with them. It's Splash, Atlantis, and Darnick. Lane 3 now. Splash opens up a little bit of a lead.
No, I believe that's Atlantis.
Is that? Oh, it's Atlantis in lane 3. Atlantis in lane 3. And here they go, and they do have the lead. And coming up in lane 4 is Splash. It's Atlantis and Splash are going to finish in that order. 1-2. The real battle for third place. In lane 2 is Darnick. Out in lane 5 is Town and Country. But the winner is going to be Atlantis. And the boys 100-yard freestyle, high school boys 15 to 18 years of age. We have 2 events to go in the 1991 Owensboro City Swim Meet coming your way on WVGS TV Cable Channel 2. I'm Jerry Burge along with Jamie Mueller, and we'll be back with those final events after this timeout.
Wouldn't you just love a large Munchies pizza along about now? How about 2 large Munchies pizzas with 2 toppings for just $12.99 and a free 2 liters of your favorite RC product? Or 2 medium Munchies pizzas with 2 toppings for $9.99? Or 1 large Munchies pizza with 1 topping for $5.99? When it comes to lunchtime, you can't beat Munchies Daily Luncheon Buffet, complete with salad bar just $3.99. And you can now enjoy ice-cold beer at Munchies anytime. Munchies Pizzas, 1731 Parish Avenue next to Foodland.
Dynaclean is your authorized BioGuard pool and spa chemical dealer in Owensboro. Dynaclean staff is ready to help you with pool chemicals, repairs, water analysis, and supplies. You don't need a degree in chemistry to learn the basics of pool care. Just bring a water sample to Dynaclean for a free computerized water analysis. You'll get a custom, no-hassle treatment plan that will make operating your pool quick and easy. Relax, work less, spend less, and enjoy your pool more with BioGuard's 3-step program. See Larry Sansom at Dynaclean, 1604 Triplet for all your swimming pool needs.
Until she makes her turn at this end.
It's been a hot and humid afternoon here at the Splash Swim Club, but as you can see, the flag flying in the breeze. That breeze has certainly been a very welcomed breeze here this afternoon, hasn't it, Jamie? It certainly made things tolerable despite the heat. It's been most of the heat. The real competition has been right there in the water, as it usually is in the city swim meet. We're moving into the second last event. This is a 500 free open competition. Last year, Jamie, you set the record in it, 5:15.60, and if I remember, you really ran away from the field in that. And just who is eligible to compete in this?
This is just an open event, and so it's anyone who wants to swim, actually.
No age barriers
no age,
or anything?
No barriers. See, it's it was, you know, they wanted to leave one event open when they changed open. It used to be that high school was now considered the 15-18 age group, the high school age group. So once you're out of high school, you're not supposed to compete in it, but it used to be just open. And then a lot of college people came back home and swam, so now they just wanted to leave one event open. So this is the open event for anybody that wants to swim it.
This is a 500 free open. In lane 1 is Tanya Miller of Darnick. In lane 2, Rocky Hatton of Splash. Lane 3, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. Lane 4, Jen Hargan of Splash. Lane 5, Kate Hess of Atlantis. Lane 6, Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis. 6 minutes, .63, the time for Lisa Kelly. Do they compete in the qualifications in this event? Okay, that's what she had yesterday. As we watch the competition, of course, how many laps is this?
This is 20 laps of the pool.
20 laps of the pool, and we're going to put Jamie in charge. She and our camera people watching the leader and the other competitors, as this will take about 5 minutes, and it's going to give us a chance to give you the official results of the earlier events, and we're just going to give the official results in the 25 freestyle 6 and under girls. The winner, Holly Sears of Darnick. Second was Brittany Hawker of Owensboro Country Club. Third, Rachel Griffin of Town and Country. In the boys 25 freestyle 6 and under, the winner was Brett Russell of Splash. The second place finisher, Zach Sparks of Splash. Greg Blanford of Atlantis was third. The winning time, 19.54. In the girls 25 freestyle 7 and 8-year-old girls, Jenny Myers of Splash was the winner. 17.29 her time. Christine Coy of Paddock was second. Tracy Keller of Splash was third. In the boys freestyle 25-yard freestyle 7 and 8-year-old, these are official results. Kyle Roby of Splash with a time of 15.38. That is a meet record. Matt Abel of Darnick was second. Jake Sparks of Splash was third. Hats off to Kyle Roby of Splash with a record-winning time in the boys 25-yard freestyle 7 and 8-year-old boys. In the 9 and 10-year-old girls 50-yard freestyle, the winner was Tammy Price of Splash. Second was Jessica Poole of Paddock. Third was Kelly Kern of Darnick. In the boys 50-yard freestyle, 9 and 10-year-olds, winner officially was Nathan Weiniger of Paddock. Second was Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis. Third, Joe Younger of Town and Country. In the 50 free 11 and 12-year-old girls, the winner, Brooke Berry, Owensboro Country Club, was first. Second was Andrea Ambrose. Third was Lindsay Green of Paddock. In the 50 free 11 and 12-year-old boys, the winner was Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club. That is official. Second was Trent Thomas of Paddock. Third was Nicholas Weiniger of Paddock. In the 50 free for 13 and 14-year-old girls, the winner, Carly Cundiff of Atlantis. Second was Elizabeth Stanley of Owensboro Country Club. Third was Sarah Laux of Owensboro Country Club. In the 50 free 13 and 14-year-old boys, the winner was Clay Purdom of Atlantis. Second, Chad Masenik of Darnick. Third, Ryan Goltry of Town and Country. Jen Hargan won the girls 50 free high school girls. She's from Splash. She set a record of 25.74, and that broke your record, Jamie. Jen Hargan, the winner from Splash. Second was Missy Wink of Atlantis. Third, Dee Dee Embry of Town and Country. In the boys 50 free 15 to 18-year-old high school boys, Nate Pajak, Owensboro Country Club, the winner. Brad Schmid of Town and Country second. Jeremiah Johnson of Atlantis third. Let me take a break, and how are they shaping up here?
Well, Lisa Kelly, who's an excellent distance swimmer, this is really where she excels the most. She's out to a pretty strong lead. She's got about half a full length lead on Jennifer Hargan, who's currently swimming second, and they're right halfway through it right now.
Okay, that's Lisa Kelly right there.
Yes.
Okay, making the turn and at the halfway point.
They're right at the 300 right now.
In the 100-meter medley medley relay, 7 and 8-year-old girls, Splash was the winner. Paddock was second. Owensboro Country Club third. And in the, let's see, girls 100-meter relay, 9 and 10-year-old girls, Town and Country the official winner. Paddock was second. Darnick was third. And our papers have turned around here a little bit. Boys 100 medley relay, 9 and 10-year-old boys, Town and Country won it. Splash was second. Paddock was third. Still in the relays. In the girls 100-yard medley relay, 11 and 12-year-old girls, Atlantis the winner. Owensboro Country Club second. Splash was third. In the 100-yard medley for boys, 11 and 12-year-olds, Paddock the winner. Owensboro Country Club second. Splash was third. In the girls 100-yard medley relay, 13 and 14-year-old girls, it was Atlantis the winner. Owensboro Country Club second. Paddock third. In the 100 medley relay, 13 and 14-year-old boys, Splash the winner. Atlantis second. Town and Country third. It was Atlantis first, Splash second, and Darnick third. In the girls 200 medley relay, high school girls. In the boys 200 medley relay, high school boys, Atlantis the winner. Splash second. Town and Country third. Where are we at right now?
Let's see.
It's still...
Lisa has got a 75 left to do, and she's got about a 25-yard lead on Jennifer Argan, who's in second. We have a really tight race for third. There's 3 girls right together.
Okay, we have 5 laps to go in this 500 freestyle competition for girls. Back to these official results. Holly Sears of Darnick won the 25-yard backstroke for 6 and under girls. Holly Sears, the winner from Darnick. Brittany Hawker of Owensboro was second. Rachel Griffin of Town and Country was third. In the boys' 25-yard backstroke, 6 and under boys, Zach Sparks, the official winner. He set a record for the time at 24.13. Brett Russell of Splash was second. Mark Johnson was third. In the girls' 25-yard backstroke, 7 and 8-year-old girls, Christine Coy of Paddock first. Mary Jones of Splash second. Amber Smith of Splash third. In the 25-yard backstroke, 7 and 8-year-old boys, Kyle Roby of Splash first. Jake Sparks of Splash second. Tim Brandon of Paddock was third. Tammy Price of Splash won the girls' 50-yard backstroke, 9 and 10-year-old girls. Beth Ludwizak of Owensboro Country Club was second. Jessica Poole was third. In the boys' 50-yard backstroke, 9 and 10-year-old boys, Nathan Weininger of Paddock was first. Joe Younger, Town and Country second. Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis was third. In the girls' 50-yard backstroke, 11 and 12-year-old girls, Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club first. Katie Malone of Splash second. Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis was third.
Okay, Lisa Kelly won and Jennifer was second. And then there was just a really tight race for third. They all came in together between Kate Hess, Andrea Ambrose, and Rocky Hatton.
So Lisa Kelly, the apparent winner of the 500 Freestyle Open competition for girls, and we have one event to go. That's the boys 500 free. And as we await the start of that event and watch the completion of the girls 500, let's give you some more official results from today's swim meet. As we mentioned earlier, all those results that we gave earlier were the way Jamie and I observed them. These are the official results. In the boys' 50-yard backstroke, 11 and 12-year-old boys, Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club, the winner. Trent Thomas of Paddock second. Nicholas Waniger of Paddock was third. In the girls' 100-yard backstroke, 13 and 14-year-old girls, Mandy Keller of Darnick was first. Katie Hargan of Splash was second. Carly Cundiff of Atlantis was third. And we'll have more results, official results for you in a moment. Now let's run down the field for the final event of the day, the 500 free open for boys. In lane 1 is Trent Thomas of Paddock. Lane 2, Clay Purdom of Atlantis. Lane 3, Kevin Hatton of Splash. Lane 4, Gilmore Chung of Splash. Lane 5, Chad Masenik of Darnick. And lane 6, Jeremiah Johnson of Atlantis. The best time, 5:33.72. And boy, that's almost 30 seconds faster than anybody else. Kevin Hatton will be the guy to beat. Watch him in lane 3. Let's go back to these official results. Robbie Lyons of Town and Country won the boys backstroke, 13 and 14-year-old boys. Kevin Hatton was second from Splash. Jason Thomas of Atlantis was third. In the girls 100 back, 15 to 18-year-old Jen Hargan of Splash, the winner. Second, Lisa Kelly of Atlantis. Third, Missy Wink of Atlantis. In the boys 100 back, 15 to 18-year-old Brad Schmid of Town and Country, the winner. Nate Pajak of Owensboro Country Club, second. Gilmore Chung of Splash was third. Thomas Neely of Paddock won the girls' 25-yard breaststroke, 7 and 8-year-old girls. Second was Christine Coy of Paddock. Third was Lauren Dalzell of Town and Country. In the boys' 25-yard breaststroke, 7 and 8-year-old boys, Cal Roby of Splash the winner. Jake Sparks of Splash second. Matt Hasler of Paddock was third. In the girls' 50-yard breast, 9 and 10-year-old girls, Whitney Miller, Town and Country, the official winner. Jessica Lee of Atlantis was second. Amy Ebelhair of Town and Country was third. Kevin Hatton of Splash won the boys' 100-yard breaststroke, 13 and 14-year-old boys. Chad Masenik of Darnick was second. Matt Shrewsbury of Atlantis was third. In the boys' 50-yard breaststroke, 11 and 12-year-olds, Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club was first. Trent Thomas of Paddock was second. Joseph Boswell of Dornick was third. In the girls' 100-yard breaststroke, 13, 14-year-olds, Nicole Vessels of Dornick, the official winner. Erica Lamar of Atlantis second. Carly Cundiff of Atlantis third. In the relays, again here, the 100 medley relay, Splash won the 7 and 8-year-olds. In the 100 breaststroke, boys, high school boys, 15, 18-year-old Nate Pajak, Owensboro Country Club, the official winner. Gilmore Chung was second. John Carrico was third. Lisa Kelly won the high school girls 100-yard breaststroke from Atlantis. Tanya Miller of Dornick was second, and Kimberly Chung of Splash was third. Brooke Berry, Owensboro Country Club, won the girls 50 fly for 11 and 12-year-olds. Second was Andrea Ambrose of Atlantis. Katie Malone of Splash was third. Mary Jones of Splash won the girls 25-yard fly for 7 and 8-year-old girls. And Tracy Keller of Splash was second. Jacqueline Berry was third. And I think I'm getting into repeating myself here now a little bit. 25 fly, 7, 8-year-old Kyle Roby. The winner from Splash, Tammy Price of Splash, won the girls 50 fly, 9 and 10-year-olds. Ryan Montgomery of Atlantis won the boys fly, 9 and 10-year-olds. Adam Augustine of Owensboro Country Club prevailed in the 50 fly for 11 and 12-year-olds. Katie Hargan of Splash won the 100 fly, 13 and 14-year-olds. And Bobby Zerner of Atlantis prevailed in the 50 breast, 9 and 10-year-olds. Mackenzie Helm of Atlantis won the 50 breast, 11 and 12-year-olds. Matt Shrewsbury of Atlantis first in the 100 fly, 13 and 14-year-olds. Jen Hargan of Splash, the winner in the 100 fly for high school boys, 100 fly for high school boys. Nate Pajak, that was Jen Hargan. She won the high school girls for the 100 fly. Nate Pajak wins among the boys. Christine Coy of Paddock first in the 50 free for 7 and 8-year-olds. Kyle Roby, 50 free, 7, 8-year-old boys. Tammy Price, the official winner, 100 free for 9 and 10-year-olds. Tammy Price of Splash, 100 free, 9 and 10-year-olds. Tammy Price first for Splash in the 100 free, 9 and 10. 100 free, 9 and 10 boys. Nathan Weiniger. Andrea Ambrose first for Atlantis in the 100 free. And Trent Thomas first for boys in the 100 free, 11 and 12-year-olds. Mandy Keller of Dornick, the winner, 100 free, 13 and 14-year-olds. And Clay Purdom of Atlantis first in the 100 free. Jen Hargan of Splash, winner of the 100 free for high school girls. And high school boys, Nate Pajak first for the 100 free. Christine Coy of Paddock first in the IM, 7 and 8-year-olds. Kyle Roby of Splash first in the boys, 100 IM for girls, 9 and 10-year-olds. Tammy Price of Splash, the winner. Nathan Weiniger of Paddock prevails among the boys. We're just about at the end of the list here. Brooke Berry of Owensboro Country Club won the 100 IM, 11 and 12-year-olds. 100 IM, 11 and 12 boys. Trent Thomas of Paddock, the winner. Carly Cundiff of Atlantis won the 100 IM, 13 and 14-year-old boys. 100 Carly for the girls, and for the boys, Kevin Hatton of Splash in the 100 IM, 13 and 14-year-old. Lisa Kelly of Atlantis first in the high school 200 IM for girls, and Nate Pajak first for the 200 IM for high school boys. Splash won the 100 free 7 and 8-year-olds and the 100 free 7 and 8-year-olds, both boys and girls. 9 and 10-year-old free relay won by Splash. The girls, the boys, 100 free 9 and 10 won by Town and Country.